Okay. Yo, chat. What's up, guys? Okay, so we're gonna just review cards today. It should be really fun. CGB has picked cards from the new set to show me, so I was thinking that this would be good. Yo, Dabali, I don't know if you're still here, bro, but thank you so much for 21 months, man. My God. Holy. Absolutely crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. Oh, I need to change the thumbnail for this on my YouTube. I just realized that. Okay. Is YouTube live? Can you guys see me on YouTube? Hello? Someone type in YouTube. Type in YouTube. Type in YouTube. Type in YouTube. Yo, Mott, what's up, bro? We're doing great. Can you guys hear me on YouTube? Yep. Okay. Hey guys. Okay, so pretty much what we're doing is we're just gonna be reviewing cards for Duskmourn. That's the plan. I changed the thumbnail. I completely forgot because I just copy paste. That's the plan. Okay. I'm very excited. All right. Okay. Here, you can wait. Hello. Okay, we're here. All right.
We're here. We're hello.
Okay.
What?
So
what?
We're all right. I'm gonna hit record. You're gonna hit record.
Yeah, I'm already recording. Okay. I was recording silence. I love recording silence. It's so calm.
Do you want to clap sync for you, or what do you want?
Yeah, I'll clap. Okay. You clap. I'll clap.
Okay. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Where's my cam? I found my cam. Okay. Okay, we're back. Okay, I don't know where my cam was. All right. Okay, what cards would you like to show?
Wow, just go right in. So these cards are from Duskmourn. Nobody's played with them yet, and since you are the greatest card evaluator of all card game history, I thought we could get you on record on whether a card is good or not before we have any experience to play with it, so we can actually judge your track record in the future. Okay. Now, if it comes back, if I'm at least like 70% correct, I feel like I deserve an award. What is this? What's that? A participation award? What do you think we're doing here? 70% I feel like is pretty good. I'm coming from okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going for 100%. I don't need your charity. It's okay, fine. It's fine. It's good. We're on the same page here. No charity. No charity. Because I guarantee chat has no charity. They will not let you off the hook. They got bear keg W's. Yo, why is FedEx calling me so much, bro? Like I took their message earlier. Jesus Christ. Stop buying so many magic cards, you maniac. Got an outstanding payment that needs to be paid before we get you your living. Like, shit, listen, man. Okay, sorry. What were you gonna say? I'm not buying magic cards that are being shipped over from the States, all right? It's some like tax thing. Does CGB know he got switched out with Voxy in the thumbnail? Is that true? Is that true? Am I currently Voxy in the thumbnail? No. Listen, no, I changed it out. So you know this when you do like your YouTube stream, I just copy and paste like the previous stuff based on what I was doing, and then I always forget to change the thumbnail even though I made it. So like it's changed now. You're fine. Okay. You're fine. Okay. You're fine. Okay. So you're ready to you want to look at a card now that I'm now that I'm not Voxy. We can talk about this card. Okay. Yeah, sweet. Yeah. First card. All right, let me put it on screen. Hold on. Oh, this is a big image. Okay. All right. You want me to read it or are you gonna read it? I can read, you can talk. Sound fun? Okay. All right. Enduring Innocence is 1 white for an enchantment creature sheep Glimmer. It is a rare. It is a 2/1 with lifelink. Whenever one or more creatures you control with power 2 or less enter, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. When Enduring Innocence dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. It's an enchantment. Parentheses, it's not a creature. Parentheses. So you're gonna have to clarify a couple of things here. So what does it mean if it was a creature, like using another spell or something to actually change it into a creature? What does that mean? What does it mean that it's not a creature? Because it says, oh, when it return. Okay, so it only dies once. I'm so sorry. It's like the death rattle. It is a creature, and then when it comes back, it's only an enchantment. It's not a creature anymore. I understand. That is correct. Okay. Sorry, I misinterpreted what that means. Okay, so 3 mana for a 2/1. That's not very good. Lifelink is cool. Well, what would you just so I'm curious because I've actually never asked you this question. How much mana do you think lifelink is worth? Ooh, it's format contextual. Lifelink doesn't mean a lot in older formats, but in standard, especially in a fast standard, lifelink's pretty good. You want to like 2 mana for a 2/3 doesn't mean much, but 2 mana for a 2/3 lifelink, especially if it has any other ability, can be relevant. Like that got played in the last standard.
Okay, so this is a pretty decent effect then, if that's the case. So let me just double check. I'm rereading this. When a murdering creature you control with power 2 or less enters, draw a card. So it even has the additional chance of you getting another card. And then it will die. When it dies, it comes back. And I'm assuming it still has lifelink, and it's also just a 2/1. It's just not a creature, so it doesn't just resummon it over and over again.
Yeah, so the power toughness and the lifelink aren't relevant anymore when it's an enchantment, because it's just the effect is now on the battlefield.
Oh, so okay, so it only comes back, and we're only reading like the first paragraph.
Yep.
Okay.
It comes back, and then from then on, while it's on the field, anything power 2 or less, enter, draw a card once a turn.
I'm actually really glad I asked that question. That seems pretty good. I do like that. It's a little slow maybe, but I feel like as long as you're not getting like mono redded, I feel like this is actually pretty decent. And the fact that it's an enchantment that keeps drawing you more cards. We learned, or at least I learned pretty recently. What's that? Oh my God. It has a big rabbit. And it has like 3 stages. And
you are now the master of the big rabbit.
Every time you play a token, or the first time you play a token each turn, draw a card. You don't know what I'm talking about?
Caretaker's talent.
Yeah,
that's what you're talking about.
The talent. Yeah. So this reminds me kind of like that, except for like it's a body first and foremost. Now, obviously, it's not exactly the same thing depending on what the token stats are, but this is pretty good, I think. Are you going to give your opinion on this as well, or is it just me?
Yeah, I'll chime in. Okay. I think it kind of competes with Caretaker's talent, and that's the biggest problem, is because Caretaker's talent is the draw effect also kind of makes another token, but also win con 4 tokens by making all your tokens better. Whereas this is one body on its own. If this gets hit by an exile effect or an exile board wipe, you don't get the death trigger.
Sure.
This is a card that I think would have been awesome in standard at many points. And I don't know if this is the point because it's a pretty fast standard, but there are multiple white value engines like this, but it does play well. Like, I think it's going to play well. I think it will go in some number in those decks. I'm curious though. Will it get pushed out by the better cards? Like Caretaker's talent was a good spot by you.
Yeah, so I guess it comes down to like it is competing against the 3 mana slot against other cards, right? Because I think both of us realize that this is fine. I don't know what other options there are. I'm only basing it off of like what's Bloomborough currently, like the Bloomborough standard, I should say. So like, is this better than Caretaker's talent? Yeah. It's a body though. Like against specific decks, like I think the body is very relevant because it also has lifelink, right?
Yeah. I mean, if they're just beating you down, you block with it, it comes back. You know, on the enchantment side, you gain 2 life from the lifelink, and then you go to town doing your thing.
Yeah. I kind of like this, to be honest. I'm kind of a fan. I feel like this will probably see play. I don't know, like. I'd be curious to see how many, like you said. It's interesting that you actually bring that up, because when I review Hearthstone cards, it's like, it's playable. Like, this will be played. It's not just like a 2-up or a 1-up. It's like, it's good. This will be played. I'm interested to see if this would actually be like a 4 include, but I don't think it would be. But it's good. Like, I think a draw engine, as long as your deck has enough power 2 or less, I think this is fine. In most matchups, you're probably okay playing this. So therefore, I think it's okay.
Yeah, I would say good, not broken. This is kind of how I think of it.
Okay. Yeah. Good enough to see play. I got you. But maybe not like warping the meta. Okay.
All right. More white cards.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. It doesn't update on my screen. I have to go back to Discord. I was like,
it's just like waiting for it to appear. CGB, what are you doing?
Why does his art look so strange? He looks like
he
looks like a real person. Like, is this like, what's the type of photo? A candid. That's what it is. Is this a candid of the real person? I guess
I don't know. Kinda looks a little buff for a nerd, but I get it.
Okay. Reluctant role model. 1 neutral, 1 white. Survival. At the beginning of your second main phase, if reluctant role model is tapped, put a flying lifelink or +1/+1 counter on it. Oh, that's kind of, so the longer this survives, the stronger it gets.
Yeah. Survival in a nutshell right there. Yeah.
Fair enough. Whenever reluctant role model or another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put those creatures' counters on up to 1 target creature. Whoa. Okay, so this actually like scales as long as it's on the board.
As long as it can keep tapping, that's kind of the gist. So it has to keep attacking without dying.
Yeah, so the only way as far as I'm concerned, unless it's another card, is like you can only tap a creature if it attacks. Unless you have another card that interacts with that.
So there are some things that can do it. Like there's a green elfy creature that can tap a creature you control for mana. There is vehicles. You can tap to crew a vehicle, like turn a vehicle into a creature. So there are niche ways to do it. Convoke is another one. If you've ever cast something for a convoke cost. Yep, that exists. So there are some niche ways to do it. Yeah.
Man, it's tough because I have to think about like how often you're going to tap this, because the 2-mana 2/2 is not the greatest. I wonder if you're ever just playing this for the second paragraph though. Like if you have enough things that put counters on it, that seems actually pretty decent. Like just having this on the board.
You had something like this with Essence Channeler, the bat. Like, did you end up moving Essence Channeler's counters a good amount of the time?
I think in lower ranks, yes.
Yeah.
So at the highest level, maybe not, because this is probably going to die the turn it's played unless they don't care about it. Because like if it's exile too, right? Like you're not getting anything.
You know what's something funny about this? It says if this or another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put those counters on one target creature. So if you have like negative counters on your things and they die, you can put negative counters on the opponent's stuff. That's kind of wild. I didn't know. I didn't realize that.
I don't know.
This is niche and this is probably stupid, but it's kind of a neat effect. I haven't seen that in a while. Maybe there's some case of doing it. There, like in Magic history, cards have been made that enter with like a bunch of negative counters on it. Stun counters are perceived as like a negative counter. It's interesting. Okay. It's interesting.
I don't know if this is good enough.
I don't either.
I think if you could make it survive, like maybe once with the survival, it's fine. But you have to play this, then wait for it to actually attack for the most part, unless you're convoking, as far as I'm concerned. Which I feel like you can just do better stuff.
So another card you might remember, this was in the Boros, the red-white go wide token deck. Warden of the Inner Sky lets you tap your stuff to make it bigger. So it might, I don't know. This seems really slow for that deck though.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. I agree with you. I don't like it.
Yep.
Okay.
Not gonna break the format. Gotcha.
Okay. Is there like a specific rating you want me to give here, by the way? I'm kind of just
That's a good question. I usually verge on busted, playable, and not playable. It's kind of like how I kind of roll with it.
Recap that. Enduring Innocence, I think is playable. I don't think the other one's playable.
Yeah, Reluctant Role Model, not playable.
I'm gonna go with that. Also, the strangest art I've seen in this game. I'm gonna be real. It's very strange. Just the way it's like painted.
It's like, yeah, it's just like real people like playing Phasmophobia. Like that's what it is.
Oh yeah,
that's what it looks like.
It kind of looks. Is it like a Dead by Daylight reference? I don't know if you've ever played that game, but it might be. I haven't played that game in a while. Okay, split up. 1 neutral, 2 whites. Sorcery, choose one. Destroy all tapped creatures. Destroy all untapped creatures. Ooh, that's kind of cool. 3 mana for this too.
Yeah.
So in what case is this? This case, this card actually. Yeah, I'm just gonna add this in. I think this card's really well designed. I think it's really cool to have that mini game inside the game. It is either really. I mean, it's always at least decent, right? Because at some point you will be able to kill one thing. The card that comes to my mind is the Lockdown card. For 3 mana, that also that just puts everything under the what is it, an enchantment or an artifact?
Yeah, it's an enchantment and it exiles all things that are 2 or less. So it only hits the small stuff. This can hit the big stuff.
It's tough. This is an interesting one. I like the design. I really do. I think it's fine though. I think you might play it. Often I ask myself like, what's the worst possibility for a card? And
yeah,
the floor for this card is decent. Like it's always doing something.
Yeah. So the fact
playable.
that you can hit the untapped creatures means you don't have to take a hit first. It also means that you can play, like, if you get into a racing situation, it's a max punish, right? If you're attacking all out, they're attacking all out. You untap your creatures, all their creatures are tapped. You play this, all their stuff dies, all yours lives.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm kind of a huge fan of it. I don't think it's meta warping, but I do think it's very playable. It just seems like a good card. Good removal.
If this is popular, people are gonna like be trying to figure out how to play around it, and they're gonna hate it. So I like that. Yeah, I think split up. This is the kind of thing. If you're in tournament Magic, like people see your deck list ahead of time. It's called open deck list. If you have one of these in the whole thing, then they have to think about it if they're a creature deck. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's also like really tough to play around this. It's a card that like you have to ask yourself like, okay, I got to split it up evenly. You know, when you're doing Lanessa of the, what's her name? Lanessa of the Void, the Planeswalker, and then you do the -6 and you have to like try to make it so like both of them look actually.
Wait, her name is Lanessa?
No, what is it? Oh my God. Why did I say Lanessa? Liliana. Why did I say Lanessa?
Liliana Vest? Never heard of her.
Liliana of the Void. You know what I was talking about.
I'm
Listen,
doing it,
bro,
it's
I play
the
too many
voice line.
games, man.
It's the voice line.
I was thinking of Hearthstone. Too, because there's Lanessa in it. Yeah, Liliana, like the -6 thing where you're trying to pick like two really good piles so they feel bad about both options. It's kind of the same concept here, and it's just very easy to work. I actually think this card's very good.
Hell yeah, very super playable. Glad it exists. I'm gonna run it in early access just to make people sad.
Okay. All right. Okay, so far we're on the same page. I kind of like that. It makes me feel good about my analysis here. I don't know about how you feel about this. Oh, was that a UFO? Cool.
Yeah, UFOs in Magic. Let's go.
Okay. 3 mana destroy mono red creatures equals busted.
Does it? I don't know, man. See, that's the thing with mono red. Bad mono red players play like 3 creatures and attack all out, and good mono red players like pace their creatures, right? And if you tap out to play this, they just untap. Out comes the show off. Bam, 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 bam. And you die.
Yeah, I think just I'm not even considering like a matchup based. I think just in general, it's just a fine card. So it's what it seems good. Okay, what is this? Unidentified hovership. 1 neutral, 2 whites, artifact vehicle flying. When this enters, exile up to 1 target creature with toughness 5 or less. When this leaves the battlefield, that exile card owner manifests dread. You're gonna have to explain what that is.
So Manifest Dread is a new mechanic in the set, and it means that you're going to take the top 2 cards of your library and you're going to look at them. You choose one. The one you choose goes onto the battlefield as a face-down card, and it is a 2/2 creature. If you know what it is, they don't. If it is a creature card that is face down, you can pay its mana cost at any time to turn it face up. If you turn it face up, you don't get its enters abilities, but its static abilities and stuff become effective immediately.
Okay. And is that a flash speed or instant speed? Or is that...
that is not even on the stack. It's faster than instant speed.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can't react to it, which is kind of rare in Magic, so that's a thing. The other card, remember there were 2 cards. You looked at one, you put one face down. It might be a creature, it might not. It's a 2/2.
Yeah.
Okay. The other card goes in your graveyard. That's that in a nutshell is what Manifesting Dread is.
Okay, and then it also has crew 1. I'm gonna remind myself what this is. I believe you just need to crew 1 creature that has 1 or power or more.
Yes.
And then this is the vehicle that's on top of it.
You tap a creature with 1 or more power, and this turns into from an artifact into a 2/2 flying artifact creature. Yep.
And then remind me, if you destroy the UFO, I'm going to call it the UFO, but it's a hovership.
Sure.
If you kill the hovership, the minion that is crewed still stays alive, right?
Somehow, yes.
Okay.
Amazing airbags on these things.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go through this card again. So 3 mana, or 1 neutral, 2 white. It is flying. Exile up to 1 creature with toughness 5 or less seems okay. And then when you leave, so you get the vehicle or the artifact. You also get the Manifest Dread. I'm not sure how to really evaluate Manifest Dread. Could you maybe describe how good the mechanic is so far?
So playing it in Commander, it's been okay. Most of the time that I would Manifest Dread, I would not hit a creature, or the creature would be small, so it wouldn't be relevant to turn face up ever. Most of the time, this is a piece of graveyard fuel and a 2/2.
Okay. That's not bad. I guess some decks also like putting stuff in their graveyard anyways, right?
Yeah, some do. Yeah, absolutely. It can be a downside.
It's also toughness 5 or less, right? So that's just their health stat.
Yep.
I actually think this card's very good. I think this is very playable. Or 3 mana?
Yeah.
That's pretty. That seems very, very strong. I don't know why you wouldn't play this card. This actually, low key meta defining here. Hold on. This is actually nuts, no? That's crazy. It 2 for 1s, almost guaranteed every single time. And you get the 2/2.
Yeah, and when it leaves, they don't get the thing back, which is kind of a feature of a lot of these types of banishing effects. They instead get to manifest dread, which is not nothing, but it's probably worse than the creature you exiled. There aren't a lot of things, honestly, bigger than 5 toughness. So
yeah, I'm so for it.
Seems really good.
Seems amazing.
Seems pretty darn good as a vehicle. If you can blink it, if you can return it to your hand and cast it again, reuse the ability, if you can copy it, like, yeah, it's not even legendary, so you can make a lot of copies of it. You can copy it with a card called 3 Steps Ahead, the counter spell. Oh, ooh.
I don't even know what that is, but I'm excited for you. It seems like for my Hearthstone brain, I should say, like this card would be played. That just seems pretty good.
Yeah, it might be a definer. This might be like a top 10 card in the set. I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
I would need to see more cards to really give you a top 10 kind of vibe, but I can see it. I am thinking it's very strong, at least so.
That's 4 thumbs way up for the hovership. Yeah,
just pretty cool. Actually, pretty dope.
Next, I'm going to show you the first Overlord. This is part of a cycle. Each color has one of these, quote, impending overlords. It'll make more sense once we read it. I'll read this one.
Oh my God. Hold on. Let me get it on screen.
Look at that art. Oh, look at that art, though.
I actually love it, to be honest. It's pretty dope. Are you a horror fan? Do you like horror movies?
I dabble.
I love horror movies.
Yeah,
they're what, like, not horror movies that just go like, here's a jump scare, idiot, be scared. I like when there's actually like a built up atmosphere and you're like dreading what's about to happen, and you could feel that like creepiness rather than like here's constant jump scares, if that makes sense. So
sure,
I'm for this.
So are you telling me you like scary movies?
Depending on what it is. I can't answer that just like yes or no. But have you ever watched the movie Midsommar? You ever seen that movie? You know what that is? Oh my God. Okay, never mind.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
That is my favorite movie of all time, and it's also my favorite movie to show people because it's how uncomfortable it makes people.
You like making people uncomfortable?
Yes,
Wait,
yes.
I should have. Okay, I'm having thoughts now about how if I'm inviting you to my
No, listen. I'm not gonna make you uncomfortable just as like a person. But like, if you're like, if you're ever like, oh, like what movie would you recommend? I'd be like, oh, you should watch this movie. I've had people text me and go, what the fuck did I just watch? And then I just start laughing.
Okay. So anyway, card evaluation. Talk about movie review. Let me know if you want the movie review podcast. I'll do that. So Overlord of the Mistmoors. This is a 7-mana 6/6 enchantment creature avatar horror, and it says that whenever it enters or attacks, create 2/2/1 insect creature tokens with flying. 7 mana is a lot. Maybe we don't want to pay that. Well, there's an impending cost for 2 white. And that means if you cast this spell for its impending cost, it enters with 4 time counters on it, and it isn't a creature until the last is removed. At the beginning of your end step, remove a time counter from it.
Okay, so it's like dormant in a sense, right? Like
kind of like that.
So you preemptively pay the mana for this, and then a couple turns down the road is when it actually enters, and then you get the effect.
Almost.
Okay.
It does enter.
So you do get the 2/1 if you pay the impending cost.
Yes. You just don't get the 6/6 yet. The 6/6 will be available for duty after 3 more turns after this one have passed.
Okay, so you have to evaluate this, I guess, in 2 different ways. 7 mana for this, that's pretty dog shit. I'm gonna be honest. I think that's pretty bad. I don't know if I want to pay 7 mana for this. That seems really bad.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So then you go impending. Am I okay spending 4 mana to get 2/2/1 flyings immediately, and then a couple turns later I also go to 6/6, and then potentially more? Not really. That sounds weak. Your thoughts?
Yeah,
I'm not really.
You don't think this is good?
4 mana.
This sounds bad to you in both ways.
4 mana to get 2/2/1 flying into. Maybe it's just because I'm not like. Okay, so let me reevaluate. Flying is really good in this game. I should know that from like playing a couple of the decks. Flying is very, very good. I just don't know if I really want to spend 3 or 4 mana for only that, and then later on I get something that's a little bit bigger. But I guess maybe I'm looking at it wrong. In Magic, I have to remember that you can block and you can defend until the 6/6 actually gets in play. Like if this was a Hearthstone card, like Hearthstone often like does stuff with dormants, and they're not great unless the effect is very, very powerful. So you think this card's better because of the tokens with flying?
Well, I don't know. I'm a control mage. Let me pitch you, all right? Because I kind of love the idea of putting this dormant thing on the field and then just wiping the board and blowing like stuff up, right? Okay. And then eventually this comes off and it's a win con. But yeah, like for 4 mana, you play this, you get 2 things that can block or attack, you make 2 bodies. It's not a bad rate, you know? But then you have this thing that might happen in the near future. You can also clone it, things of that nature. Maybe there's a way to take the counters off it. Okay, like, so you know, you can interact with it. There's some cheaty things you can do. Yeah, it's on the board. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. In Hearthstone, my brain goes, when something's dormant, like you literally can't interact with it. Like there are very few things that interact with dormant minions, and most of the time you can't speed up the process. There's only one specific card I can think of, and that card's unplayable.
Okay. So well, hey, you know what? You are a mythic magic player now, so this shouldn't get in the way so much, should it?
I mean, you say that, but like I've been playing Hearthstone for 10 years, bro. It's hard to step out of that game. God,
no. Does that change? Does that change your opinion?
No, I don't think it's that good.
You don't think it's good?
I don't think it's that good.
Wow.
I think it's. Okay. I think it's too. Like I've seen. So I'll give you like a different example, right? Would you rather play this or would you rather play Sheo for 4 mana?
Ooh, well, they're not like, okay, so you're saying a black-white deck, so you have choices. I mean, this has a lot of advantages over Sheo. It like one piece of target removal doesn't remove it. If you're trying to play a short game, it's Sheo, no question. If you're trying to play a long game, I think this deserves consideration.
But you just talked about how the metagame is very fast. So
it is very fast.
Do you really think that a 6/6 that might come out is going to do anything? Like, would you say paying 4 mana for 2/2/1 flyings is good? Like, I don't think that's good. That doesn't sound good in my brain. So
yeah, it's not okay. You know, when you put it like that, it's not great, right? It's like future upside, but maybe we find a way to blink it, and then we have a 6/6 and 2 more thingies.
Okay, what does blink do? Like, explain
what is blinking?
What is blinking?
Well, when you look at the camera too long, you have to wet your eyes, and maybe you don't understand. All right. So blinking in a magic sense is using an effect that says exile target thing, and then return it to the battlefield under your control.
Okay, so that means that the impending cost you still pay, but then it's available immediately. But then you also get 2 extra 2/1 flyings.
Yeah.
Okay. And how likely are you to blink in the current format?
Oh, that's a great question. So there are a lot of cards that say like blink. The text isn't blink, but you get it. You get what I mean. Okay. There are a lot of cards that blink artifacts and creatures. Are there any that blink enchantments? I feel like there's a couple.
How much mana though?
One.
How much
mana?
I feel
there's one that's like 3 mana, exile. It can exile an enchantment.
Bro, you're in Disneyland. You're in Disneyland. You're going like look how many hoops you're going through to make this card playable. Dog.
Yeah, scroll shift. Chat gets it. Scroll shift. Yeah, we're gonna scroll shift this. It's gonna be busted. It's gonna be a busted Magic the Gathering deck. Scroll shift Overlord of the Mistmoors. Busted. You heard it here. You heard it here.
That's a 1-art.
It's done. It's done deal.
No, Disneyland. I don't think it's bad.
All right. Hey, I love this. We disagree. This is great. I think this is going to be a playable card in some kind of a stalling strategy. That's what I think.
Okay. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know. I
kind of it's Disneyland dog shit. You're on the record.
Disneyland dog shit. Disneyland dog shit. I can maybe see playing one, but I mean, I'm in the park at that point, so I'm not sure it's that good. I'll see it.
In the park.
I don't see it.
In the park. Okay. Here we go.
All right.
Oh, I'll start reading this one.
Okay.
Enduring Curiosity is 2 blue for a cat glimmer. That's an enchantment creature. It's a 4/3 and it has flash. I don't know if you know this, but that means you can cast it on your opponent's turn, which is something Hearthstone wouldn't know much about.
True.
Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card. Whenever this dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. It's an enchantment, so it's the glimmer text again.
Okay, so it comes back after it dies the first time, and then it's a okay.
Yep.
4 mana for a 4/3 and with flash seems very good. I think this. I don't think we really have to discuss. I think it's very good. I think it's a very good card. It's good if you're. It's really good if you're ahead. Really good if you're ahead. I think it's also just good enough as an enchantment.
Interesting.
You're talking about two flying boys. Last card for 4 mana.
No, we're on to a new card. I don't want to hear it. We're on to a new card.
You know what? Actually, it does die to the tokens. It's garbage. It's right. It's horrible. It is so bad. The thing about this card though is I feel like the flash on it really makes this a lot better. Because like just from the play, you're more of a blue player, so you could probably more to attest to this. But I think just having the extra mana available, and they're like, okay, I don't want to cast anything in case it's like a counter, and then you play this, and you'd be like happy to start your turn with this card. I think that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, the flash makes it very good, considerably better. Yeah, because you can either do it on your opponent's turn so that they're not prepared for it, or you can do it during combat after they say no blocks, and now you're drawing cards, and they didn't expect that, right?
Yes. Yeah. Also, hold on. I got to read a comment here. The face of the cat kind of reminds me of Rarran. Dreads, what are you talking about? Dreads.
Oh, God.
Chat, do you guys see the resemblance? There's no way.
Get out your Photoshops, guys.
Fucking Dreads. Okay, sorry. How do you find this card? Like, you think it's good? Holy shit, he's right. Shut the hell up.
No. So I'm trying to analyze it, but it's really hard over the striking resemblance that the cat bears to your face. Yeah, it's to you. It makes it really hard to analyze, actually.
Listen, I think if I'm gonna resemble a card, you have to tell me it's good. That's the rule.
Do I?
Okay, you're gonna tell me I'm bad. You're gonna tell me I'm bad.
Okay.
Also, what's with this body? Like, is it like you got 2 tails?
It's got a lot going on.
This is a crazy art, to be honest.
With this cat. I don't know, man. This is kind of wild. So I have trouble with this one because I do think it's really good when you're way ahead.
Okay.
I mean, but yeah, if you're just curving out and you have 2 or 3 creatures that are getting in with this thing, yeah, you're kind of already winning.
So do you think it's a win more?
Yeah, I think it's a win more. I do. It's like 4 mana for a 4/3 flash, but it doesn't have evasion of its own. On its own, if you just cast this, everything stats-wise in a similar cost is going to be bigger than this. So how's it going to sneak in? And if it sneaks in, you just get a card. It's not like you short up the battlefield. I think it's a really good commander card, but I don't think it's a good standard card.
Let's go through it. If you have no minions on board or no creatures on board, would you want to have this in your deck? No, I guess you wouldn't want a 4 mana.
No, I don't think so. Okay, so at that price, you can do better. Yeah.
If you have 1 creature that is able to swing and deal damage, guaranteed. How do you feel about the card now?
Assuming this is gonna just hang out.
Assuming that you will get the draw. How do you feel about the card?
So, if we're assuming it is going to live multiple turns and keep providing value through the game, it's good. But I mean, if you're saying like on that turn, you wouldn't play a 4 mana 4/3 flash like draw one card very often. Like that would be an old school Magic card, not a new school Magic card.
Yeah, but what if it also comes back as an enchantment though?
Yep. That is where it gets interesting because you can, like, you know, if you're in a race, you can block with this. It comes back and then maybe you get in and you draw more cards. I don't know, man. I don't see it. I don't see it with this card. The play pattern is this. Yeah, you might be. The play pattern, especially in blue, I I just don't see you if you're getting in that much. Like this feels like win more if you're already getting in with those creatures, especially when you think about like Preacher of the Schism, which already draws cards when it attacks. Gix lets all your creatures when they hit draw a card for a mana cheaper. Obviously, there's some differences, but I don't think this. I think the jump from 3 to 4 is big. And it definitely plays hard into like, well, now if this gets countered or now if this gets exiled, I really wasted a turn. I think the jump to 4 is too much. I think it is.
Interesting.
I don't think this will get played. What do you think?
Maybe after this discussion, I can maybe see it's a little too slow. Maybe. I think the ability to come back as an enchantment though is pretty good. I feel like that's a really interesting mechanic. And like if you get at least one draw a turn with this, or maybe like I guess the question is, what is the average price for 2 draws? What would you pay for that if the card just said draw 2 cards?
Classic Magic rate on that is 3.
Okay, so so 1 more mana, you get a 4/3 cat that can be flashed. You don't get the 2 draws guaranteed. That it sounds infinitely worse when I say that out loud. So I kind of agree with you now. Actually, now that I say that, that sounds like I'm in Disneyland if I say it like that. Because if you're playing this for the draw, there's better draw. So you need to be playing this for the fact that you can actually block something and then you potentially could get draw. But if you never swing, are you playing a 4/3 flash cat? No. So I think I'm in Disneyland.
All right. Talk them down. We'll see how. We'll see if I got the cat Rarran off the ledge.
I do want to say though. If there is a deck that supports this, like it is such a good engine. Like it is crazy good engine. I think it really comes down to like if a deck really needs the draw engine and you're able to hit your opponent, like this is a very good card. It's either like really good or like unplayable. It's very hard to be in between here.
Wow. Okay. I guess we'll find out. Okay.
Okay.
Let me read you a sick one here.
Ooh, wait, wasn't this your nickname in high school?
Shut up. Okay. It's the Mindskinner. That's what they call me. Daniel Mindskinner Wagner.
Holy this guy.
Dude, blue. 10/1 legendary enchantment creature nightmare rare. Can't be blocked. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent, prevent that damage, and each opponent mills that many cards.
What? Wait, this is a fucking 10/1. Holy shit.
10/1.
Okay, can't be blocked. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent, prevent that damage, and each opponent mills that many cards. So this doesn't do 10 damage. It mills 10 cards if it hits. If you're gonna hit. Yeah. So the size of a Magic deck is 60. We've done enough games, I think, where fatiguing is not the greatest thing in Magic, as far as I can tell. Maybe in this format, maybe it was a little better beforehand. You can explain that to me, maybe at a different time.
It definitely takes a lot going right. You know, you either have to lock the opponent down for like up to 8 turns to then set up like a mill combination, or you have to go unimpeded to set up like some kind of a scavenger's talent, sack a bunch of things, weirdo combo. But it's really hard.
So I'm trying to think of this in Hearthstone terms. Like if I had this card in the game and I can't do damage and I'm spending 3 mana to mill my opponent's cards, this card's awful. So I think it's really bad. And you're going into, this is Disneyland. I guess you could block with this, but if you're blocking with this, it's fucking awful. Like, why would you want to do that? Yeah, I hate it. I think it's horrible.
Horrible?
I think it's really bad.
Yeah, it's probably horrible.
It's
3 mana for a 10/1. There's gotta be.
It's also like it has 10. It's 10/1. 10/1 is 10. So bad. Like it is. Yeah, it's awful. It's so bad. I love
why is it so bad? Wait, hold on. So because to me that's like the potential, right? Is it has 10 power for 3 mana. There might be things out there that are like draw cards equal to this thing's power or deal damage equal to a creature you control's power, right? That this can kind of be scary.
We have a card.
1 toughness is not very much.
We have a card in Hearthstone called Magma Rager, all the way from Classic. It's a 3 mana 5/1. That card has never really seen play. You could probably imagine, even if they printed probably like a 10-1 in Hearthstone, it wouldn't see play. It doesn't even need the source you control would deal damage to an opponent. Like it's very unlikely as long as you can't abuse it with a different card. And as far as I can tell with Magic, I don't think they're gonna let this card be abusable, so it's gonna be a meme for the rest of its life. Now, there's potential. Yeah. There's potential it being a commander. That sounds fun. It's the first legendary creature you showed me, I believe. So that's kind of. I mean, the commander dream is there.
It does say each opponent, which is a big deal for mill. Like, it's so hard for a mill deck to mill everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. But a commander that's gonna be spicy. No, but in standard, I think it's garbage. I don't think you're ever playing it.
Could make you play the mindskinner and commander. You can see what's like milling 3 other 100-card decks. It's fine. Are you ready for a black card?
Wait, hold on a second. Is there a card that silences in blue or any other color? Because what if
things lose their abilities?
Yeah, like what if you play this and then your opponent's like, oh, it's just gonna mill me 10 cards, I don't give a shit, and then all of a sudden you're like, all right, silence, you do 10 damage, that's half their life points.
Then they block it.
Okay. But it can't be blocked.
One?
It can't, oh no, but it can. Yeah, the text. Okay. What if there's a card that only?
You're the one who silenced it. Of course they can block.
What if is there a silence that allows you to block like the bottom or the top half of a card or a bottom half of a card specifically?
You're specifically asking if there's a magic card that lets you rewrite.
Can I put a Sharpie on the card? Yeah, can I put the Sharpie on the card?
What game you're talking about? They make these in paper. Paper, Rarran. Paper.
Yeah, listen, if
paper,
I will grab a Sharpie and I'll just slowly put it over. Like everyone's gonna be, oh shit, it's actually really good now, right? Smile,
dude. It's like you want to put a sticker on it or something. They would never ever do that.
Oh, you're right.
Ever.
It's unplayable, unfortunately. 10-1 is yeah.
Some people are getting my meme that they actually did make a set with stickers.
But I did you show me sticker cards yet? I wouldn't know.
I haven't. No, I'll have to show you sometime. It's funny.
Hold on. I'm gonna add to this. I'm in Disneyland for sure, but here, what if you just play this card, but then you never swing with it ever in your life unless you know you can get that guaranteed 10 damage? Or I'm using quotations here, but then you keep it on board and then you just use constant damage effects to mill your opponent, because it doesn't only have to be this that mills. It could be anything, right?
Why would you never swing with it?
Well, okay, you're swinging like I don't know, like just I don't know. You're right. I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass. You're right. Okay, next card. Next card. Mindskinner. I hardly know her, boys. Unlucky. What's the?
Ouch.
Whoa, this guy looks sick.
Right?
Damn. Holy.
I got this.
Right.
Doomsday executioner.
Oh my god.
Doomsday. Nope. I didn't even say that right. Doomsday excruciator is black. That's 6 black for you keeping track at home. 6. It's a 6 black mana 6/6. You get it? Because it's a demon. It costs 6 and it's a 6/6.
Holy moly.
You see how it's coming together?
Damn. Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
I understand cards like none other. Flying. When this enters, if it was cast, each player exiles all but the bottom 6 cards of their library face down. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card.
6 mana for a 6/6 with flying. Is that good? Sounds okay.
It's not terrible. It's okay. It's okay.
If it was cast, each player exiles all but the bottom 6 cards of their library face down. That's a crazy effect. That's wild.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card. So you will die faster if that's the case.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is so cool though. Oh man, I don't know how to feel about this, because it's I think realistically, as cool as it is, like it's 6/6/6, I don't think you're really caring for the stats of the flying. Maybe you do though, because I guess you put your opponent under pressure. You have to also hope that your opponent doesn't have a ton of cards in their hand. I'm assuming there's cards to add. There's a lot of cards that probably add other cards back to your deck, right?
No, it's exile. They're gone.
No, I mean like other cards in your deck.
Other cards in your deck.
Add new card into your deck so that you don't just deck out.
No, that's not really a magic thing, bro.
Really, man, Hearthstone's a different life. You don't have randomly generate the win condition.
You can't just conjure, discover, make up new cards and put them in your deck. What is this?
No, like there's not a card that says like pick a card, like reshuffle. I guess they're exiled. Yeah, it's right. I'm trying to think of like in a virtual or in a physical space, and it doesn't work like that. Man, like I'm so Hearthstone brain, you have no idea. Like I'm like, okay, like I mean, we can discover cards and put them in our deck out of thin air, and then I think it physically, like I just snap my hands, they go in they just appear, and then they shuffle back in. All the Magic Andrews in my chat are like, what is he talking about?
No, actually, they're like you can shuffle some cards from your graveyard back into your deck. That is an effect that happens sometimes. There's not much in current standard though. Like, and there isn't much in mono black, that's for sure.
Okay. So there is a possibility for you to shuffle physical cards back into your library that are not conjured out of thin air.
It could happen,
but that sounds awful.
You talk to me about Christmas Land.
Okay, standard. No. How are we feeling about this in maybe like a different format? Because like I'm sure this is abusable with something. I'm sure this is abusable.
You don't want to play this in standard. You play this when you have the mindskinner out there and you attack and you win.
Holy shit, he's so right. Holy, bro, we bought the fast pass at Disneyland. Let's go. Holy, that's so cool. Yeah, this card's awful. This card's awful.
Yeah. How do you get triple blue, 6 black? It's insane. Yeah, and it does have to be cast. You can't like cheat it in to get the effect. Yeah, I don't see it, but you are like a combo piece away that as long as it's like black or an artifact, maybe, right? Something that just sacrifices to mill the opponent 5 cards, for example.
Yeah.
And you're there, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
No, it just seems so bad. Yeah. It's cool that they added that line of text, like if it was cast. I kind of like that. Like it's not cheated out. Hearthstone needs to add something like if this was played from hand. Like that's kind of cool. But I'm sure they've tried testing that design space, maybe just doesn't play as well. Yeah, I just think it's bad. I don't think it's gonna get played.
All right, here's I'm really curious about this one.
Oh my god, I love the art of this set. Is so bomb,
so creepy, dude.
I need to get like an actual art piece for Magic because some of these cards are so beautiful. Oh my god. All right, what do we got here? Come back wrong. Oh my god. 2 neutral, 1 black. Destroy target creature. If a creature card is put into the graveyard this way, return it to the battlefield under your control. Sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. I think this card's pretty dope.
That's like, why you always burn the bodies.
Double tap, shoot them in the head twice to make sure they don't come back. This is, I'm trying to think of like, okay, flavor wise, really well thought out. Really, really cool. I don't know. So you get the effect of entering the battlefield, I'm assuming, right?
If it has one, absolutely, yeah. The creature doesn't have haste, so you can't attack with it unless it has haste. Yeah.
So you have to you'd play this, and then you'd have to wait one other turn to actually swing with it. But I mean, in most,
but it goes away. You have to get rid of it right away. So like you don't get another turn.
I get you. I get you. Wait, but so if you cast this in your second main phase, it's just gone.
Potentially, yeah.
What if you silence it?
Look, man, we ain't got that owl technology, okay? There are tricks. God, in other formats, there are ways to like skip your own end step and stuff, but in standard, that's just not a realistic thing. Not realistic.
Okay, so you're never just playing this to destroy target creature. Like it has to be something you can work with the text afterwards. But is there really a card that you can get and enter the battlefield that you feel really good about holding on for this for like that many turns? Like maybe this is like a very interesting tech card to steal one of your opponent's like legendaries or whatever, and then you use that effect while you can, and then it goes away. And I think maybe a 3-mana like mind control for a turn might be okay, but I don't know. I think we're also in Disneyland here. I do like the card though. I wish it was better.
Yeah, people are spamming like, and this makes sense. But, you know, you can tell me how many of these you've seen. Like, there are cards like Atraxa and Itali that are giant monsters that have ETBs. like really big ETBs, and if you use this on their creature, you get that ETB for 3 mana, and you kill the thing. And that's not the worst. The bad news is the card did resolve, and your opponent got the ETB. The good news is you kind of matched it at a lower price and got the thing off the battlefield. I don't know.
It's this card. It just reminds me of like a attack card, right? Like it depending on what depending on what the meta game is, this card will potentially see play if there's a higher density of cards that you could steal that you feel really good about. But I think
it's terrible against mono red, right?
Yeah, like most of the time, most of the time you're not happy about this. As a standard card specifically, probably not that great. But in other formats, this card probably has a lot of potential to be really cool.
I'm saying standard sideboard, for best of 3, the 15 cards on the side. I'm saying you bring this in against decks that run Italia Traxa, Trumpeting Carnosaur, big ETB effects. And those are more common in best of 3 because in best of 3, because you can sideboard, games tend to slow down. So just all out balls to the wall aggro is not as popular in best of 3 as it is in best of 1.
Makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. If we're talking like standard specifically, though, even as a sideboard card, it might just not ever get played. Like it needs a very good matchup for this card to be wanting to get played in standard.
Yeah, you have to love what you're hitting. Yeah, you have to absolutely love what you're hitting. All right.
So cool card though, really, really cool card to be honest. What the fuck is this?
I don't know. I haven't actually read this card yet.
Meathook Massacre. Okay. You want me to read it?
Yeah, I can give it a try.
Okay.
Actually, this is not the Meathook Massacre, Rarran. This is the Meathook Massacre 2, coming to theaters this October. You loved the first one. Get ready for the Meathook Massacre 2.
But is Meathook Massacre like another card in Magic?
It is.
Oh, it is? Okay, I'll have to look that up after this.
It got banned out of standard. It was so good. Yeah.
What? Okay, hold on. Before you read this.
Okay, we got to read the Meathook Massacre. Because yeah.
Massacre. The Meathook Massacre, right? Okay, let's see what we got here. This is a very tiny image. I'm sorry for the JPEG here, chat. Just for time's sake. X and 2 black. Oh, I think you showed me this card before. I'm having flashbacks. Yes, you did.
I didn't want to roast you for it.
You're good.
I did.
Yeah. Dude, you can roast me, but listen, we go through so many cards. I promise you, it's hard to remember everything. Okay, my brain's only so big.
Dude, it kind of makes sense because this is from the video where I never hit record, so the video never got released, and I wasted your time.
Oh, and truth comes out. He's trying to flame me for that. Chat, did you guys know that you lost content because CGP didn't record?
Oh, wait, this is the one I did record, but somehow deleted from Drive. Okay, different, but same outcome.
That's happened twice, by the way. No, it's fine.
Dude,
okay,
you didn't have to tell him about both of them.
No, it's fine. We're still
him for a year. Ruined his content twice. I know. Let me have it.
Oh God. Okay, sorry. Continue reading your Meathook Massacre number 2.
Anyway. The Meathook Massacre 2. XX black for a mythic legendary enchantment. When the Meathook Massacre 2 enters, each player sacrifices
Yo, Martian, thanks for the rate, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Whenever a creature you control dies, you may pay 3 life. If you do, return that card under your control with a finality counter on it. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, they may pay 3 life. If they don't, return that card under your control with a finality counter on it.
Could you tell me what that counter does?
A finality counter means if the card would go to the graveyard, it is exiled instead.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So like you can't just keep doing the same creature over and over again. Okay, so X creatures. Okay, so just blanketly, just to get this card as an enchantment. I don't even know what I just said. Blanketly, is that a word? Just
blanketly.
Just in general. 4 black for do nothing. Doesn't sound great. How much X would you really need to spend for this? Like I guess it really contextually, I'm gonna be real here. It's probably too expensive. Like in standard, this seems really expensive. Maybe as a one-off, it kind of reminds me of the last card, where like you might be okay with just playing it, and then in a very particular matchup, right? But yeah. I just don't see, like, it's so slow. It's so slow. Are you okay as a player to just play this as an enchantment and like just play with the other lines of attacks? Like maybe you don't need to sacrifice anything and you're okay with it.
I mean, I think it's easy to underrate that text because I think it's going to be annoying and in certain situations powerful, but would you play it just for that? No.
That's a good question.
No.
Well, often your opponent is going to probably get the first use case of this card if that's like you need additional mana to do something with this maybe, which I mean, maybe that's not even the case. Maybe it just does nothing for a couple turns. But maybe you're okay with that as well. No, I think it's just too slow. I think there's probably better stuff you can do with your mana at this point. I just don't see it. Maybe you see it.
So they pay or you get the creature, whether it's yours or theirs, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you kill their thing, they have to pay.
No, but what I mean is like, wait, they get both of them when your creature does them.
You get both of them. The card goes to you if they don't pay.
I thought it was like a symmetry thing for the second line text. No, you're right. Sorry.
Or if you do pay, rather. I don't know. Okay, it's confusing.
Whenever a creature opponent controls dies, they may pay 3 life. If they don't, return that card under your control with the finality counter on it. Okay, so I guess now that I understand the card fully, I was just seeing if my chat understood it correctly. Is this just a win more card?
Probably, because for it to hit and do something, you have to have a lot of mana. They can't have many creatures, and then once it's on the board, they have to deal with it. I don't think the sequel's as good as the original. I don't know, man. This doesn't seem very good to me.
Another question here. Does the sacrifice happen first and then those line attacks trigger, or is it like you sacrifice the creatures and then this also does it at the same time, so you don't actually get those lines attacks? So then you get
those lines of text. The enchantment's on the board, and those are ongoing effects. The enter's ability goes on the stack when this is on the board. So yeah.
Okay, wait, hold on.
They're gonna sacrifice, and then they have to pay, or you get the option to pay.
That's not the worst thing in the world, then, right?
I mean, it's pretty good.
Like, if you think
it's so much mana.
If I think of it like that, though, let's say they had one big creature on the board. You paid 5 mana to get this on board. They sacrifice that creature, and then they also have to pay 3 life, so you don't get it. And then you have that effect on board.
You think that you would cast this for 5 mana to get the effect?
Oh, it has to be 6. It has to be 6?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it has to be. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why there's 2 different manas? Okay, no, understandably. Okay, 6 mana is too slow. Yeah, 6 mana is too slow. Yeah, okay. No, I don't think it's good, then. I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah. Sorry. You're unplayable. Nobody likes you.
Yeah, okay. Right. Sorry. I thought it was like you can decide how much mana you have to pay. So it has to be minimum 1 if it is an X. Oh, wait.
Yep.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Whoa, what the fuck is this?
Dude, the art.
Love the art of this game. This is so dope. You can pay for 0 and no sack.
Oh, did I mishear it? Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can play it for 0 and just have it on board. I don't think that's
Wait, so can you pay 5 mana for the last card? And then just
you can pay 4 and nobody sacrifices anything and it's just there.
But can you pay 5?
No.
So like you have to, if there's sorry, I'm just misinterpreting this. So it's 4 or 6?
So if X is 0, it's 4. And
it's because I'm sorry, I'm just stupid. It's because X is 1, both of them cost 1. Yeah, okay, I understand. Yeah, I'm just being stupid. I understand what you mean. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. What is this? Overlord of the Balemurk? Oh man, let me zoom in here real fast. This is some fucking whack shit right here. Is those 2 deer heads on the side of that? That's pretty sick. 3 neutral, 2 black. Enchantment creature. It's an avatar horror. I'm guessing, like, is Avatar Horror, like, specifically for this set, or is it, like, from other sets as well?
It's not exclusive to this set.
Dude, I bought a collector booster, or a collector bundle for this. I might have to buy a second one, because I think the art is so good for this set. Just to get, like, the alt art, just to see what they're like in real life. This is a dangerous game we're playing here. I want you to know, because now I'm getting excited. Impending 5... For 1 neutral, 1 black. I don't think we need to reread that whole text right. It's basically
the same.
Yeah, it's the same. Okay, when this enters or attacks, mill 4 cards. Then you may return a non-avatar creature card or planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, so you could pay 2 mana to mill 4 cards and then return something back to your hand. And then potentially you get a 5/5 later on. Trash? That?
Trash? Ah, man, I don't know. 5 mana to get something back and then threaten to do it again when you attack is pretty good too, no? No?
Yeah, but aren't there just better cards for this?
Are there better cards for this? Like
if it's at summon, I think I would be like, oh fuck, this is very good. But it's just returning it to your hand.
Well, there's also like the flexibility, dude. The flexibility. Like, what if you just don't have a lot of 2-drops and just getting this down early, and then you just play an attrition game, and then a couple turns later, boom, you've got 5/5 that draws you another card, and then starts attacking and draws you more cards. I don't know.
But so in that world, you're saying like you're playing 2-drops and 1-drops. Then this card is you use the impending cost, which gets you one of those 2 mana cards back, and then later you get another one. Does that sound good?
I mean, kind of.
I guess you mill 4 cards and then you get to maybe get from one of those. I guess that's fine.
I think impending for 2 is a lot different than impending for 4. Like the previous one that we saw, where it feels like it fits into your early game. If both players are just setting up, you're not under too much pressure. You can set this up for later. And possibly you get a card off it. It seems pretty good. I don't know.
How much are you evaluating the milling 4 cards?
So milling 4 cards, you'd love it to be higher. 5 would be better. But I think that if you're running like a 20 creature deck, you're looking at on typical rate is like 1 out of 3 cards in your deck are creatures. So you should hit something. So it is kind of like 2 mana, draw a card that you just kind of use on early turn. I think of like Mosswood Dread Knight, right? That is a card where you use the adventure mode to draw a card, and then you cast a 3/2 trample at some point. Whenever, whenever convenient for you. This gets you a creature card, and then at some point, for no additional investment, becomes a 5/5. A 5/5.
If that's 5 turns later.
It's true. Yeah, you have to. You definitely want a deck that's drawing the game out, but like, how many times have you played like Virtue of Persistence in a deck and you didn't have any creatures in your graveyard, so it didn't look very good, and this fills your graveyard a little? I don't know. I think it'll find a home. This should have a home.
You have some kind of
that art.
You have some kind of affinity for this card. I don't know.
I do.
I just don't.
It's so cheap.
Me personally, maybe it's just my Hearthstone. Okay, like in Hearthstone, let me think about it like this: mill 4 cards, summon potentially one of those minions that cost, I don't know, 2 or less, let's say, or whatever. Or back to your hand. There's nothing to summon. So when I want that, I get to play the minion, and it potentially goes back to the graveyard, and then I can do it again in 5 turns or 4 turns, maybe at that point. I don't know, dude. I'm not a huge fan of this because it's also the card itself that you have to pay for. So you get like maybe +1 card if the game lasts that long.
Even early. Yeah. You don't believe. I believe in Overlord of the Balemurk.
Maybe in a slower meta.
Seems like a fine 1 or 2 of. I love the flexibility that it is kind of a bigger hitting thing, and a lot of games don't get that far in, but it does have usefulness when you draw it early. It doesn't just sit in your hand for 5 turns and do nothing. No,
that's fair. That is completely fair. That is fair. I don't know. I think in my mind, it's like, is there cards that just do this better? Like, I don't know. Would I really be that happy with this? I guess maybe in some cases I would. I don't think it's unplayable. I don't think it's the worst thing I think I've ever seen at this point. I don't think it's like you're auto including this into a deck though. Like maybe as a 1 of, maybe as a 2 of, you'd be happy with it.
Yeah. It'll have a little home. It'll be a nice little home with like a 2 of, right? People will be like, oh, I impend my Overlord of the balemurk. Look, I get a shielded into my hand. Your turn. I feel great about life. You're in trouble 5 turns from now. It's good stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about the 5-turn thing. I think if you when you play this card, it has to be impacting, like, it has to do something immediately. So if you're okay with paying 2 mana to get a minion back from or creature back from your graveyard, then that's probably okay if that's a good rate for it. Like, the 5-turn thing is like, you're kind of living in Disneyland if you think that's the case. I don't know. I'm just not that. I'm not that happy about like the 5 turns later thing, but I can understand maybe getting a card from your graveyard is good.
I think it sees some play. You want to make a call? You want to make a bold prediction?
I can say I'll say 1 or 2 of max. I never will see this more than that. There's no way this is that good.
Come on, just call it trash. You know you want.
No, I'm not gonna call it trash.
Come on,
because
I'm baiting you.
You're not baiting me. I'm leaning towards this is bad. Like, don't get me wrong. I just think that maybe if you really needed more resources to get out of your graveyard, this is fine. And like, you would run maybe 1 or 2 of. But I don't think it's that good. I don't think it's that good.
I do admit in best of 1, you impend this and then you die to mono red.
Maybe like I also don't have the perspective of like best of 3. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it.
All right. Fine. Let's look at a red card that go burr, and you can see if you see it.
My cat. Oh, a chainsaw. Hold on, my cat needs to get picked up. You want to read this card?
Yeah, that'd be a good name for a cat. Chainsaw. Anyway, chainsaw is 1 and a red for an artifact equipment rare. When it enters, it deals 3 damage to up to 1 target creature. Whenever 1 or more creatures die, put a rev counter on chainsaw. Equipped creature gets +X+0, where X is the number of rev counters on chainsaw, and the equip cost is 3.
Okay, so question for you.
Okay.
If this is equipped, the rev counter would still go up if a creature died.
Yes.
2 mana, deal 3 plus a benefit for mono red, but it's equipped 3. The immediate effect is pretty decent because it starts to scale, that's not bad. Also, it is any creature.
Yeah.
So other than the equip cost, this card's very good. So the question ends up being, are you okay with playing equip 3? I mean, I have to like, this is what is this with tokens too?
Yeah.
Oh man. No.
All the dead bunnies make chainsaw go.
I could maybe see this being played. This is so much reach out of nowhere. Like, not even out of nowhere. Your opponent knows. It just feels like a lot of reach. I think it's good. Like, that seems fine. How much is lightning bolt or whatever it is that deals 3 to a player or any target?
Lightning strike is 2 mana.
So this would only do it to a creature instead of any target.
Exactly.
And then you also get I think it's very good. If that card's being played, this card's probably gonna get played.
Not being able to go face is a downside, but like, it's not that bad. Yeah, this will probably kill a number of things you want to kill. I think what I like about it is if you're an aggressive deck, then there are going to be games where you play chainsaw and you clear the way for your attacks. You never have to pay the 3 and equip the chainsaw. You just run them over anyway, right? Your aggressive strategy just works. If this was any removal spell, it would have done the job. And then there's other games where you fight that attrition war, you're down to 1 last creature. Maybe it's that stupid little mouse, right? And you equip this thing to it and it's got like 5 counters on it. And now when the mouse dies, like, you take 5 damage.
Yeah.
And you're just dead. You're dead.
I think that this card is like definitely playable. I think it depends on, you said aggro though? I'm not sure you put this in aggro.
Yeah, it's possible you're right about that too. I
think you put this in like the token white deck, and then you just keep scaling this up, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, not only do I have to deal with the tokens now, but at any point in time those tokens become a problem.
Ooh, okay. Every token can hold a chainsaw. Ooh, I don't like that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you're really playing this for like, oh, like my mono red deck gets even better now because I have the chainsaw. Like, you're gonna kill them without the chainsaw. I don't think you need it there. But like in a long game where like you're constantly spamming out tokens, this becomes a problem pretty quickly, right?
Oh, you can equip this to the forge token. Oh, the forge token dying makes this rev harder. Oh no! Oh no! No.
Wait, okay, is that Disneyland though? Because if you don't,
not really.
Okay, what if you draw this later on? All right, let's just say you're not. This is not a turn 2 play or whatever. Are you okay with that?
Well, if there's anything that's 3 or less and you can remove it, you're probably in a good spot. Also, quote unquote bolts. Pattern after lightning bolt. Bolt cards, things that deal like 3 damage to something, they actually scale up really well in decks that run forge and tokens because your attacks aren't obviously setups, right?
Yeah.
So if you attack with that token that you're going to lose at end step anyway, and it's like a 2/1, and you block with the Shieldred, because as 5, you're just like, well, I'm not going to take the damage. I block. It's like, oh, haha, joke's on you. 3 damage more to Shieldred. It dies. Nice. So yeah, cards like Elspeth Smite actually scale up really well in Boros tokens. So does Lightning Helix. Those all deal 3 damage. Does this replace those? Maybe not all of them, because you love the versatility of an instant. You love the life gain of Lightning Helix. But maybe a couple. Like, I mean, dude, the play pattern of like this on turn 2 to kill their 2-drop, kill their mouse or whatever, and then the next turn you play Forge and it starts growing, and then 3 turns from there you just equip this to your Forge token and you're swinging for lethal is kind of stupid.
Yeah, I feel like, okay, so the best case scenario for this card is you play this on turn 2 and you let it scale up, because it's always something in the back of their minds now. Like, this is actually becomes kind of a problem. Like, if this is played on turn 2, the only issue I have with this card is, like, if it's not played on turn 2, you're saying that the 3 damage is fine to a creature, and then, like, at that point you're like, okay, like, whatever, it at least did something. Like, is the floor of this card not on turn 2 too low for you not to want to play it? Like, does it need to be played on turn 2 for it to be good?
I don't think so. It depends on the number of targets in the meta. Like, you're gonna feel silly if you have this and they have Preacher of the Schism, but if you have this and they have Deep Cavern Bat or they have a Gix and you tag that sucker, you're gonna feel like a god. I think there's enough targets.
I think this is playable. I don't know about meta defining. I think it's definitely playable. I'm pretty up on this card.
Okay. Dude, so many people are gonna get roasted by Chainsaw. I think that it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I think I also, you know what's my favorite part about doing these type of things is I look to my chat and half the people are like, how does he think this is good? And then the other people are like, oh my god, it's so broke. Busted in half. Absolutely. Oh goodness. Let's do another Overlord. So this is Overlord of the boilerbilges. What? Anyway. 4 red, 6 mana, 5/5 enchantment creature, Avatar Horror Mythic. The impending cost is 2 red, so it's impending 4/4/4.
Okay.
Whenever this enters or attacks, like the other ones, it deals 4 damage to any target.
Okay.
Yeah, damage.
So 4 mana to deal 4 damage, and then you also potentially get it later on. I think this is very expensive. I am someone who is not very up on the impending thing, as far as you can tell.
Yeah, I can tell.
I don't know if games really go that long. Like 4 mana to deal 4, and then maybe you get to do 4 more damage, maybe. And then I guess you could do like 6. Almost at this point, I feel like you don't even want to impend it. Like, you just want to do the Overlord at 6 mana. You might as well just pay 2 more mana and have it immediately on board. And then you get the 5/5 immediately. Like, yeah.
It definitely feels like an order of necessity, right? If you have to kill something, you have to kill something. But for the most part, I agree with you.
Okay, so horrible. Like, this has to be bad, right?
Is this bad? It's probably bad.
Okay, what is the rate? What is the rate to deal 4 damage to someone's face? Is there even a card that does that?
Yeah, Stoke the Flames is 4 mana, and it's 4 damage to a thing's face, but it has Convoke.
Okay, so this is infinitely worse. Infinitely worse.
A little cheaty to it. Yeah,
I don't think it's that good.
Yeah.
Too slow.
It can be so much damage if you can copy it or blink it, but maybe we're Disneying out at that point. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know about this one. I like impending a lot. I don't know about this one.
Yeah, I'm not a huge impending guy. I think I have to actually see it get played in order for me to really appreciate it. But like in Magic, like as far as I'm concerned, like games go so fast at this point. 4 turns is too slow for this kind of effect. So I think it's too slow. I don't think it's playable. But I'm gonna go the art real fast. This fucking guy.
Yeah. I mean,
good old.
It's red, so I'm glad that red sucks. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yo, type 1 in chat if you hate mono red.
Yeah. There better be a lot of ones. Hold on. Let me jump into chat really quick. There we go.
Someone wrote 2. Do I ban them?
Yes. Ban all 2s. 2 is banned. Finger slip is not an excuse.
Finger slip is not an excuse.
But hey, let's rate more red cards as, impartial, totally non-biased reporters, journalists.
How many cards do we have, by the way, at this point?
We're cooking. We're actually cooking.
We're going fast?
Yeah, we're cooking.
My recording at this point is 1 hour and 15. So like,
yep.
I don't know if that's fast or not. You're gonna have to let me know what you think. We're
almost into green, but there's a lot of multicolors, right? So
okay, cool.
There's more at the end, including potential commanders.
Leyline of Resonance. 2 neutral, 2 red. This is an enchantment. If this is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. Okay. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only a single creature you control, copy that spell. You may choose new targets to broken. Actually broken. Disgusting. That first line of text should not be in the game.
Yeah.
This
is actually so there are a lot of ley lines in this set, and there are a lot more ley lines that exist before this.
This is Patches the Pirate.
Yeah, this is Patches the Pirate. Okay. So ley lines are busted. Ley lines.
This one specifically is very good. Like that is a very good effect. Like that's a very good effect. If you're let's not live in Disneyland. It's not actually Patches, by the way, because you're not pulling the card from the deck, but it is. It's
it's Patches.
Not spending 4 mana on this is
that Patches in the art. I think it is. Look up and into the whatever that is. There's probably a Patches in there.
Let's imagine we're not. Let's imagine a world where we are not having this in the hand. Is this card playable if you have to spend 4 mana on it? How would you feel about it?
If you have to spend 4 mana on it, probably like very unlikely. No way.
No, but see, the thing is like, if you get this in your, like, this card just wins you so many games, because if you get this in your hand in your mono red and you play the fucking flying dude and then you buff the flying dude, like, you're crying. Like,
why even play the flying dude? Like, just pay 1 mana for the scamp or the mouse, right? And then on turn 2, you attack and you cast Monstrous Rage on the mouse, and it becomes a 2/2. And the Monstrous Rage makes it a 5 power, but then the copy of the Monstrous Rage makes it a 7 power, and then you have 1 mana left over to cast the Cell Sword, and you're dead on turn 2 in standard. Duskmourn standard to mono red.
I think this is very good in best of 1 specifically, because like also if you don't see it in your mulligan, right? You just mulligan once. How many cards do you realistically need to win the game if this is in your opening hand?
6 counting the lands. And that's after you do get the draw step. If you go first, you get 2. If you go second, you get 2 draw steps.
I think this is very good.
Also, 2 of the cards at least are fully replaceable. Monstrous Rage, there's also another new card that's +3/+0 that will do the job. And the mouse or the scamp will do it. You just have to have the Cell Sword. Yeah,
so if we're talking like strictly best of 1s, I think this card's very good. Like I think this is a card that you'd be so happy to get this in your opening hand. Like your win percentage would go up probably like 30% if it's in your opening hand. So like that trade-off of being like, oh, if it's not in my opening hand, it kind of sucks, don't get me wrong, but I think you're okay with that trade-off in best of 1. Best of 3, you're probably right. But even then, like I guess maybe as like a slower red deck, you'd be okay with it. I'm going to assume, but I think you're playing this for mono red, best of 1. So it's playable. Yo, can you stop scratching my monitor, cat? The hell?
So I've been so depressed since I saw this card.
Oh.
It's like all hope is left my body for best of 1 standard. And it was, I'm like, It's like you're trying to get Mythic and you're having such a fun time. I'm like, don't be sad. Don't be sad.
Mono red's absolutely goated at this point.
Don't be sad. Because here's the problem. It's not as good as we think it is, because it definitely has a downside when they're just top decking it when they need to top deck any spell or creature, right? Yeah. And so there is a downside to it. It's not just its upside. You know, there is a downside. Here's the problem.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how good it is, really. People are going to play it anyway, because there's a certain amount of like, oh my God, the power I get from smashing these noobs. When it gets like to a certain level of nonsense, people run it even if it's not necessarily better. And there are cards in Magic's history that have proven this. Aetherworks, Marvel, Tybalt's Trickery, those are very RNG based cards, but when you high roll with them, you just win the game. And those cards have had to be banned or restricted in formats just because people run them even when they're not the best thing, because people get so into it. People will be so into going for the early kills with this. I think they're going to run it no matter what.
So you're like,
no matter what,
even if the card is good or bad, you're just like, you're gonna play it for the high roll.
I think you could show them all the stats in the world that they get 8 more percentage. You know, 8 more percentage points not running this, and that they'll still do it. And that means that certain amount of our day is going to be dead on turn 2 or nearly that to mono red, which is so depressing. And I think it will make more people run that strategy, because once it happens to you, people think it's the only viable thing to do. So it's going to compound the problem on itself.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this card is still good, like even without the gambling aspect of it, right? Like it feels good to high roll.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
I don't know about meta warping, but I'm definitely for the card.
I think
stop scratching the monitor. Oh my God, sorry.
I do like my soapbox. I would go on forever, but I do think that this card is going to compound the mono red problem, because the more mono red decks that are out there that only run pump spells and this, which is already really popular in the meta, the more of those are out there that like they actually get worse when they actually seem better, because when they play against each other, like, you know, the person who has the Leyline is probably going to win, and there's not a lot of interaction, so their own win rates go up. People see more of it, so more people play it. I think it's actually going to make the problem worse.
Oh,
and I hate that.
I
hate that so much.
So I guess the question is, do you think this would ever be banned just because of the way it interacts in the game?
I will not disclose the amount of money I would pay to see this banned.
It'll be interesting. I do think it's gonna get played. I do think it's playable. I do think I could see it. It is a cool card. Not a cool card. Sorry, very very high rolling card that people are gonna like to play with.
There's a chance. I think that I think that the chance is way more than non-zero. I think it's probably in the 30s or 40% that this card is banned in best of one. And there's only been one other card in standard best of one that I know of that got banned.
Okay.
And yep. And I think this might be number 2.
I'll trust you.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's possible they don't care about standard at all, best of one in that way at all. That wouldn't surprise me either.
Well, I don't know if it's the most popular format in the world. I'll give you an example. Okay. There's a card right now in Hearthstone called Skyla, and what it does is it swaps the cost of your highest cost spell with your lowest cost spell. And what that card does is makes a 10-minute spell cost 0, virtually what it does. It is the best thing one of the best things you could be doing. Is it absolutely broken? No. But is it fun to play against? No. It's fucking miserable to play against. It's one of the least fun things I think I've played against in Hearthstone in a while. So like at that point, it's not even like the win rate. It's just the play pattern. And like, is that going to stop people from wanting to play best of one, which is arguably their most popular format on MTG Arena? Right. And if it's at that point, like it's probably going to be banned because they don't want that to be like the most common thing you see and stop people from playing. And then, you know, they make less money. Yep. Unless people are playing. So I can see it being banned. I can see it being banned.
Why that's the reason I say it's a non-zero chance. So
I got you.
We'll see. I hate this card. I hate that this card exists. I agree. This line of text should not be on a Magic card ever.
Yeah, we've learned too much from Hearthstone. Like having certain cards in your mulligan is just fucking miserable. Like Patches is a good example of that.
Hearthstone player tries to teach Magic that Leyline text bad. Oh goodness, let's read this card.
Okay, all right.
Do you want me to?
I just have to pull it up. Hold on, I can read it. Oh, this is a sick art. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my god. The Roller Crusher Ride. Delirium? This is another keyword for the set, I'm guessing, right?
It also explains what delirium is in the text line, so you'll get to it.
No, I assume, but I was asking, is this a Duskmourn only thing? Okay, so it's X mana, 2 neutral mana, and 1 red. If a source you would control deal non-combat damage to a permanent or player, while there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, it deals double that damage instead. I don't know why that tripped me out. That just
because
weird.
It does say deal. If a source you control would deal non-combat, it's fine. It's fine.
When the Roller Crusher Ride enters, it deals X damage to each of up to X target creatures. If you would, I have to read Delirium again. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to a permanent or player while there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, it deals double that damage instead. That's extremely interesting. So card types, like we obviously, I think you've told me this before, but I'm just gonna go like enchantment, artifact, creature, like that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
So how good are red board wipes?
They're not as good as traditionally. They're not as good as black or white board wipes, and they usually are some amount of damage based. But they're not bad. Like, so Brotherhood's End can deal for 3 mana, 3 damage to all creatures.
So wouldn't you rather just play that?
I suspect. Okay, so I've had an unfair advantage because I've had this on the battlefield a few times. I've played with and against this card a few times now.
Okay.
I found that while the ability to kill one or things was useful, the delirium ability can get really nasty because it's all damage sources, all non-combat damage sources that you deal as long as this is on the battlefield.
Okay, so I'm imagining this like you need to play this card and then you get to deal with target creatures, but then you also need to spend the mana on something else. So you're saying there's a good chance, or there's a more than likely chance that the delirium effect will be good enough to win you a game as the game progresses.
I think, it's definitely not a thing where on curve it's very good. It's definitely a thing where like you play this at some point in a battle for the board kind of ongoing game. It's probably an inefficient turn when you play this because it is really expensive. But then your future turns start to get really like, the damage stacks up really fast.
See, the thing is, now that you show me the previous card, is this even playable? Like the game's over on turn 1. What do you mean? What do we got for turn 5? Can we actually go back and reevaluate every other card that we've done? Like,
Doesn't deal with turn 2 win. Unplayable.
Yeah,
I don't know.
This is extremely interesting. Extremely interesting card here. I don't know. In standard, like again, it's tough to imagine a world where this is like that insane. Like, yeah, you're gonna get a board clear, but does it really matter? I guess it does affect creature or player damage though, right?
Yeah, it's not. I also have not found it to be a board clear. It's very much like it might kill one or 2 things.
Maybe burn is what you're planning for.
Yeah. I don't know. You definitely want a lot of mana the turn you play it to hopefully take a few things with you. So it's like 5 or 6 mana realistically. I guess there's a world where you just run it out on turn 3 and all your damage can be doubled if you can achieve delirium the next turn. It's an interesting card.
How tough would you say it is to get delirium? I don't think it's that tough, right? 4 or more doesn't seem that impossible. Creature, sorcery, instant, one other thing, and you're fine.
Creature, sorcery, instant land, things like artifacts or enchantment creatures or artifact creatures count as both. It's a thing to set up. I don't know if you can set it up with a ton of Like, we need enchantments that also deal damage. It would be nice to have artifacts that also deal damage. Can we get enough of various types that also deal damage so they synergize with this, whether they're in the graveyard or in your hand?
Yeah, so hold on. Now that you've shown me this, though, I feel like what's the card that was milling? Then I think that gets a little bit more interesting.
Is our impending friend, Overlord of
yeah,
something
because I didn't realize Delirium was an effect in this set. Because like now milling becomes a lot more interesting because of Delirium. That is a weird thing to add to this, because if you could consistently get, like, you can mill cards and the Delirium is procced really quickly, which it does seem like it's really likely. Like four is not nothing, but it's not the most impossible thing. And then if you're milling cards consistently, it's very easy to achieve this. So like I would almost be okay with just playing this at turn 3 and then just being like, okay, it's time to fucking kill my guy or my opponent. I don't know. It adds,
damage could stack up fast. Yeah,
I've seen
it stack up fast.
It adds a weird element to the game. Like, it really does. I kind of initial glance, I wasn't feeling it, but I mean, maybe the Delirium is actually like not as hard as I'm thinking it is to achieve. Because like, yeah, like I guess like dealing X damage is cool. That's fine, but also the game's over on turn 1. So what are we even discussing here?
I'm really on the fence with this one. If it didn't see any play, like, it wouldn't surprise me. It's definitely something that might like take up a sideboard slot or 2 in like a competitive deck, and then people give it more look. But I don't think that they'll be looking at it much out of the gate. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I'm definitely like, it could be playable. I don't know. This is another one of these cards that, like, if there's a deck that can support this, it probably is one of the best cards in the deck. But it needs that archetype. It really does need it. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Ooh, let's check this card out.
Is more red? Oh my god, more red? I didn't realize you're such a big fan.
I'm not. Don't you believe in knowing your enemy?
Yeah, you're right. You're actually right. Screaming Nemesis is a crazy looking card. Okay. Okay. You want me to read it, or are you doing it?
I'll read it.
All
right. 2 and a red. 3/3. Creature spirit, mythic with haste. Whenever Screaming Nemesis is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any other target.
Oh, God.
If a player is dealt damage this way, they can't gain life for the rest of the game.
Thanks, I hate it. Thanks. That's the line of text right there. Ew. And it has haste?
So you have to deal the damage that way. So as in a redirect, right? Damage has to be dealt to this. So then you deal damage with the redirect. And if you do that, then they can't gain life for the rest of the game. My understanding is if this attacks and they don't block it and take it, the no gain life thing hasn't happened yet.
Does that make sense? Yeah, I'm just... So, is a 3-mana 3/3 haste creature good enough? No.
It's meh.
So then you're really playing that for that text, the paragraph there. So is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any other target. Isn't that like insanely good though? Because then you have to use like cut down or something on it, right?
They would need a go for the throat spot removal type effect to kill it without damaging it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to recollect how many times I would have died if you can't cut it down. Oh, because it's a 3/3. Sorry, I was just thinking about the effect. So
like Virtue of Persistence could kill this without triggering it. Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, do games often, would you lose more I guess you would lose a lot more games if you couldn't heal. Like, I'm trying to think of like the amount of matchups I would have lost if I couldn't heal. That's such an interesting line of text. I haven't seen that before.
Me either.
This is the first time you're seeing this?
Yeah.
Wow.
We got a new effect here, baby.
Oh my god. It's so interesting because like even the blocking aspect of this makes it you can do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
You can also target it with your own burn spells to create the redirection.
That's really good, isn't it, too?
Yeah, because red likes those. Yeah. If you target this with a shock,
I hate this card.
Deal 2, then it goes to the opponent's face and they can't gain life ever.
I actually hate this card so much. This is something I don't want to see ever in my life. Because there's not really a downside, right? The only downside is that you're paying for a 3-mana 3/3 with haste, which I don't even think is necessarily that bad. It's just not great stats for what you're paying for. But like, I mean, that redirecting is insane. Like, you need to, if you're a deck that like needs to heal, like your whole game plan is shut off if they can actually just do this against you. And that's pretty wild. That's a pretty wild thing to say for a pretty easy card to fit into like the best deck that's gonna win on turn 1. So I think it's playable. I don't know about meta defining, but I do think it's very, very interesting. Yeah, it also works really well with the roller coaster ride. Or the roller coaster ride.
It does. You can just deal a point to this with the roller coaster ride, and that will trigger the and no more. You know, you can hit this with things that can't hit face, and then the damage will go face. Like you can target this with a chainsaw.
No, because so the worst thing about this card is you're paying a 3-mana 3. You're playing a 3-mana 3/3 haste. Yeah, and then there's infinite upsides. No, this card's very good. This card's playable for sure. There's no way it's not. This seems so stupid. I hate it.
Yeah. The poor bats. Shieldred's half of what it used to be.
I don't like it. I don't like it. It seems good. It seems good. Oh my god.
I think the best of one deck might just be so fast it doesn't need this.
Yeah.
Like it might be so much faster than even the life gain deck can deal with. Like good mono red players are like actually running over my bats decks just because the power output is so much higher than the life gain output. So this might be like a sideboard card in best of 3 is like this. That's my read on this for mono red.
Sideboard in best of 3. Okay, so but what if you don't play it in mono red? Like I'm thinking you play with
there are various other decks you could play it in. Yeah,
because I was thinking with the roller coaster thing we just saw, like that's not going in mono red. I'm pretty sure like you're playing that in a different deck. But then all of a sudden you have a bunch of cards that end up being really good for Screaming Nemesis with that roller coaster ride thing.
Yeah.
What if you don't play it in general? Yeah, I mean, I won't be playing it.
I'm down if you guys all want to not play this. Now, I think that there's a chance that this isn't as good as it looks. It has a flashy line of text. Maybe it's more Disneyland than you think it is. I don't. But
okay. Imagine this reality. Okay, you play roller coaster ride. The second text says when this enters, it deals X damage each up to X target creatures. Right. So you could target this thing with the delirium, and all of a sudden now that goes face.
Yeah,
that seems like a pretty good, just like combo. You're dead.
Yeah, you broke it, dude. Build your Screaming Nemesis roller crusher ride deck for early access, dude. Let's see it. Bring it. Show Magic players how it's done. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. Don't worry. I'll put enough land so I just get flooded every game. Will be great. I think it's good. I think it's gonna get played.
I'm curious. Do you know like what you talked about that about the combo with this and the ride? Do you know that when the delirium's active, it like quadruples because it like deals double to the nemesis, then the nemesis redeals, so it deals.
Oh, you could do
that.
Both to the target creature? No, that seems insane. That actually seems fucking insane. No, this has to be, bro. This has to be playable at something. This has to be. This is such a crazy looking card. It's not even mono red. Like it just opens up so many different win conditions.
We did it. I can't believe you're such a red mage. We got Rarran to Disneyland on red cards.
Wait, you think this is a Disneyland card?
I don't think this is gonna see that much play. I don't think it will.
All right, this will be interesting to see. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the other side. I don't think this card is that good.
You're thinking 5 turns with impending, but you can't see this just being played just for this like that to gain life thing. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going on the record. Yep.
Okay.
Not as good as it looks.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. By the way, I want to say it's not meta warping, but it seems like a very playable card. Oh, what is this? How do you pronounce the first word there? Balustrade?
Balls.
What is this, by the way? A worm.
Balustrade.
Oh, he has like a deck on him. That's what he's doing. Okay.
He does have a nice deck.
3 neutral, 2 green. This spell can't be countered. Trample and haste. Delirium. 2. Wait. So this is a different delirium requirement at this point. 2 neutral, 2 green. Return the worm from your graveyard to the battlefield with finality counter on it. Activate only if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard and only as a sorcery. So you you could only use the delirium effect if you do have the prerequisite,
Yep.
but then you have to spend 4 mana to actually put it back on the battlefield. Okay. 5 mana 5/5 with trample and haste that can't be countered. Is that a good rate?
It's not terrible, but it's not great.
Really? Okay. I can tell you right now, a 5 mana 5/5 with trample and haste in Hearthstone, like trample and charge, I guess, would maybe considered being played in Druid.
Yeah.
Maybe in Hunter.
It's on that line, you know. It would need to have more going on. Like a generic 5 mana 5/5 trample haste wouldn't get played in current Magic, I don't think.
I got you. Okay. So then you could also bring it back, and then you could pay 4 mana to do 5 damage again.
I think the real spice here is that the delirium cost is lower than the mana cost. I think that the rub is that you want to discard or mill this and then play it for that cost.
Yeah, I was thinking about trampling around for Hearthstone. That's what I was thinking about. But trampling doesn't have haste, right? It doesn't have charge. It only has rush, but it's the same concept, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's a pretty aggressive worm.
I haven't really seen green do something like this, so you would have a better idea. But like, just in a vacuum, like it seems like it's a pretty decent card. Seems like it's not that likely to or unlikely to get the delirium, and that seems pretty good to get a 4 mana 5/5 with trample and haste that can't be countered. So like, I like that. I'm assuming that the delirium cost is the same thing with the spell can't be countered at this point, but I have no idea.
So yeah, that's true. If you activate the ability, it's not casting the spell, so this kind of sneaks onto the battlefield.
Okay.
There are some cards that counter abilities that would stop it, but then you just activate it again next time, or again if you have the mana. So yeah, it's hard to stop. It's hard to stop that way.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's not bad. I'm wondering how good it is to like if there are really good ways to fill your graveyard that also give you a lot of value, like besides the Overlord, of course.
Yeah, someone in my chat said it dies to the UFO thing, actually. So hold on.
It's true.
That card's pretty nuts.
Wait, no, it doesn't, right?
Five toughness?
It's 5 or less? Is it 5 or less?
Yeah,
it's 5 or greater.
I think it's 5 or less, isn't it?
Yeah. You're right. 5 or less.
So is it playable?
Well, it hits for 5 first. Like 5's a chunk. That's a quarter life.
I guess that's fair. No,
it's a puncher. This card's a puncher, baby.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't. The fact that you're not like super up on this card makes me believe it's not very good. Like you would need a very specific reason to want to play this.
It's hard for me to be super up on green. Green has been down bad for a while in standard.
Oh.
It's just been kind of a slow color. Its identity has been kind of thrown around. It was supposed to be the good rates, good creatures color. And the problem with that is like everything that like a red deck plays just outscales it because of they just throw all their little buffs on their creature, and the green creatures are like, well, I can't even block. My life sucks.
I'll make a claim here. I think Vox is going to think this card's very good. I just don't see this there.
Vox is going to love this card.
Yeah, I just don't see this in standard. There's no way.
I think it might be a sideboard card that can't be countered. Like if you know you're playing against a slower deck and you just want a threat to actually hit, like I think this might get some play there.
Okay.
Maybe
a one of, but I'm not up in this card.
It's the fun of, baby. It's the fun deck worm.
Fucking...
Let me teach you about
what is this?
Hauntwoods Shrieker.
Hold on. Let me get on the screen. Okay, go for it.
3 mana, 1 green for a 3/3 beast mutant. It's a mythic. Whenever it attacks, manifest dread. 1 and a green. Reveal target face down permanent. If it's a creature card, you may turn it face up.
Whoa. That's kind of sick, no?
Every time you attack, you get a 2/2. That for 2 mana. Maybe if it's a big old monster, you turn face up.
That's mana cheating at literally a critical mass. That seems very good. Yeah. I'm in.
You're in?
Get me in there.
Think this card's good? Gonna see a lot of play?
Okay, what? So hold on. 3 mana to get a 3/3 on board. Then you're like, okay, it attacks. You get the 2/2 guaranteed. So then it needs to you can't activate the second thing as a instant, right? It has to be a sorcery.
You can.
You can?
Yeah, instant speed, yeah.
So you cue the attack, you then see what the card is, and then you can decide?
Yeah.
Isn't this just insane? Like, am
insane?
Am I losing my mind here? Like, this is mana cheating.
It could be, yeah.
This isn't like, you have to kill this. Like, you have to kill. You can't leave this up. This is a must kill card. You have to kill it. You have to kill it.
Interesting.
Wait, what do you think of it?
I'll tell you in a second. This is busted.
No, that's my thing. You have to kill the card.
Busted. All right.
This. Sorry, we're already dying on turn 1. Sorry to mono.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna get on the other side of that argument because I don't like this card.
Interesting. Why?
This card is good. It runs downhill very well. You know, you play it and you start attacking. It's going to be busted and limited. Voxy will also love this card. If you are playing something on turn 3 in standard, basically everything that is a 3 or 4 drop in current standard, because of the size of the format and the speed of the format, is a must remove. Like, it feels like every creature you play. And I don't think this one holds particular value over others. And I think it has a very, very dangerous downside. The downside I see with this card is what's called the chump attack. The chump attack is when you attack knowing you're going to die. Now,
oh, okay, sure.
So you have to attack with this to get the trigger. If you are attacking into a Preacher of the Schism, which is a 2/4 death touch, the death touch 2/4 will kill it. If you are attacking into a Children of the Apocalypse, the 4/5 will kill it. If you are attacking into, I don't know,
okay, so I got
all kinds of other similarly costed cards, it will die.
No, see, here's the thing though. This is the class that ramps, right? So if you get one mana ahead, this is a card that can seal the game. Like, if you get one trigger with this and that creature is ginormous, like, you could win the game on the spot. That's the thing.
You could. You need a ginormous thing in your top 2 when you manifest Dread, right?
Is there a 1 mana ramp in standard? Like, no. There's okay, then unfortunately this card might be too slow then.
There will be in 2 months. They've already announced it.
In 2 months. Okay. For now, I agree with you then. This card's bad. Let's refer to this card back in like 2.5 months and let's see what's happening with it. Because
when we review Llanowar Elves, we're going to have to re-review every green card in the format.
Yeah, because the 1 mana ramp card actually makes this significantly better. Like, if you can go 1 into this, like, you're pretty stoked. And that's
so maybe what we're saying is Llanowar Elves is busted, but Hauntwoods Shrieker might not be.
Well, it's the same thing with, okay, there's the Druid tax in Hearthstone, which I imagine is almost the same thing for green in this game.
Yeah.
Cards are bad, but then you have to put an asterisk because, like, oh, Druid can ramp. So hold on a second. Like, is it playable in Druid?
Yep.
It's almost the same concept here. Like, yeah, this card may be too slow in other things, but if I get a 1 mana ramp, like, then we're talking, because this allows you to cheat off a really, really big creature pretty fast if your deck has a good enough density of them.
So let me pitch a card to you, because this card exists. It is 3 mana, similar cost to this, and let's assume we're playing mono green, okay? Only green cards. It's similar cost to this. It's a 4/5. It has reach, and when it dies, you make 2 3/3s potentially.
And
sound good?
I don't think it's actually as good as this one.
You think this is better?
I would rather have the high roll potential of getting a card that's going to win me the game on the spot, like early enough in the game, than having 2 3/3s with reach, or whatever the fuck the creature with reach and 2 3/3s.
Okay, yeah, because that's like a card that's in standard that I think is very comparable, that I might say is better in a lot of situations. But okay, we're definitely on different sides on this one.
This card has the potential to win you the game, like on the spot. Like that's something to always consider, right?
I'm curious. Like, see, that's the thing. I don't think you're wrong. I'm curious what creatures go in a deck like this that
that's the thing.
is like, gotcha.
You gotta remember, like, I don't know every card in the standard set, right? So I'm gonna assume that there is a card in the game that you would be super fucking happy to cheat out. Like, super happy. And I'm sure there's more than one. But if you do hit one of those creatures, you would probably be pretty happy, and you're probably gonna be significantly ahead of your opponent. And that would probably get you into a position where you might win the game on the spot. But I have no idea what creatures are there. If there's not a creature that you want to cheat out like this card's obviously just useless. So you wouldn't play this card. But I'm going with the asterisk of, like, there is something that you would be really happy to cheat out. Multiple things, I should say.
Yeah, I would agree. Man, I feel like there needs to be another way to cast them reasonably. I don't know. I'm not a believer. I have no belief in this card. I think this is going to be a bulk mythic. I will say with you right now that I think currently I don't think it's playable. But we'll see about this card when you get a 1-mana ramp, and then we'll talk about it. What I heard is this card's busted in format redefining from you, and I think that these extremes are good for content. So I'm gonna go with it.
Okay, sure. You're gonna cut out everything else I said. All you're gonna see is hauntwoods, shrieker, busted, auto include. Super AI generated voice, by the way.
Paw guys. Yep.
Okay, what is this? Hedge Shredder? What the fuck? I thought this was a spider when you first linked me it.
Sure looks like one.
Hedge Shredder, 2 neutral, 2 green. When this attacks, you may mill 2 cards. When 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from your library, put them onto the battlefield tapped, and then you can crew 1 with this. And it's a 5/5?
It's a 5/5.
Whoa. Wait, isn't this is kind of juice? Huh? It's kind of juiced up, right? Like this kind of
juiced up. Yeah.
4 mana is kind of steep, I guess. But so remind me with crew, if my creature can attack and I play this, I can attack with this immediately with the creature that crewed with it.
I can attack with this immediately with the creature that crewed it. Okay. If you crew this the turn you play it, it becomes a creature.
So that has summoning sickness.
Yeah. Okay. Becoming a creature means it has summoning sickness.
Okay. Yep. I just wanted to verify that. Okay. So this card's a little slower then. Now I'm not as up on it. That's the thing. Because, like, yeah, it's a 4-mana 5/5. That's not bad. I'm sure it's fine. And, like, maybe it gets you more ramp, but, like, the fact you have to wait an additional turn. It's kind of late, right? Like,
yeah, it's a little slow. I think one of the interesting lines, it does kind of enable its own thing with the attacking and milling 2 cards, but it does say whenever 1 or more lands are put into your graveyard from your library, put 1 on the battlefield tapped. So if you set up other milling effects, you could be ramping out a number of lands while filling your graveyard. It's
not even 1 per turn, right? It's all of them.
Whenever 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from your library, put them on the battlefield tapped. Yeah, there's no once per turn, so separate instances of mill could result in you getting more and more lands.
Is that enough to push like a super late game like green deck?
It definitely can get a lot of lands on the battlefield. What do you do with all that land?
Yeah, you need to spend your mana like with all your lands. I don't know. It could be cool. Again, I feel like you made me question how much late game prowess there truly is with green. So if there's not like something you're really wanting to ramp to, like, does this do enough?
There is a card called Spelunking that is an enchantment, and it lets tap lands enter untapped. And it's not a bad card. It's 3 mana. It draws a card when it enters. So like there's combo potential there if you can come up with a loop that every time, like, say a land enters, you mill and then you hit another land and you're kind of making mana. Like you can kind of get out all your lands, maybe. I don't know. But that sounds extra Disney, right?
That sounds Disney. That sounds Disney. Yeah, I don't know.
There's the lizard that does 1 damage to the opponent whenever a land enters with offspring, right? So you can have 2 of them. So that could be a win con. That could be an end of game combo.
You think, actually?
Yeah, it's only 1 mana for that lizard or 3 mana for the offspring. Like, that's pretty cheap.
It's interesting. It's an interesting effect. I don't know. I'm not saying it's unplayable because, like, it is potentially decent. It's just not something I think that's gonna break the game, right?
All right, Alrighty. Well, let's say role player if that deck has the support. You know, maybe
It's
sees some
interesting.
play. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's finish the Overlords. Are you ready?
Yeah. Oh my god. Wait, I've seen the art for this card. I haven't read it though. Hold on.
It's
Whoa.
so creepy.
Wait, let me zoom in here. I can't wait to see it in real life, to be honest. I'm so excited. I want to. Have they showed the altars for these yet? Or
yeah, the whole set should be live today. That's why we get to review.
Oh my
this.
god,
so it should be out.
All right,
yeah.
I gotta look at this after this. You want to read it or you want me to?
No, go ahead.
Okay, another impending. Let's see. Smash. Okay, let's relax. Overlord of the hauntwoods. 3 neutral, 2 green.
Whoa, calm down, you smashers.
Impending 4, 1, and 2 green. Okay, so it's the same thing. Okay. When Overlord of the hauntwoods enters or attacks, create a tapped colorless land token named everywhere that is every basic land type. Okay, hold on. That's kind of cooking. 3 mana, 3 mana to get a land is not bad. And then 4 turns later, you get an additional one and you get a 6/5. And it's any color?
Yeah. It's all of the types.
Is it bad that
it's everything?
I think this is the best one that out of all of them that you showed me?
You think this is the best one?
I mean, in Hearthstone we played 3 mana wild growth pretty consistently there for a hot minute. So this is the same concept. 3 mana to get wild growth. I think I'm pretty stoked for that. But it's the green one.
It is the green one.
That's the problem. And you made it seem like green's pretty shit. So I don't know.
I mean, dude, everything kind of changes if you can do this on turn 2, right? And that's like the future of green, but it's not this.
Yeah, you really need that 1 mana like ramp. Like if you got that, a lot of these cards start being like infinitely better. And I guess it's like 3 mana to play a land or get a land, I should say, is fine. Like you're not super stoked about it. How do we feel about the fact though that you can like maybe copy this and get more lands and then you start ramping? Like, is that ever like a possibility?
Yeah, you could copy it. Yeah, there are effects. I don't know how many are in standard, but
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think every
land get more land. Yeah,
green cards are like asterisks. Wait for the future at this point, if that's the case.
It does feel that way. I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's your alt art.
Damn.
What do you think of that?
That's
oh
sick
my
as
god.
fuck. That's so cool.
It's like nightmare feel.
That's sick. I like the border too. I think it looks really good. Everyone look.
So I'm trying to think. There's a card in the current ramp decks called Heaped Harvest, and ramp is a very powerful best of 3 strategy. Like it's really good. 5 colors too, but primarily green. And Heaped Harvest gets you a land, and then the next turn you sacrifice it. It's like 3 mana to get 1 basic land, just one of the basic lands. And then when you sacrifice it for another 2 mana, you search for another basic land. So it gets you 2 basic lands, total input like 5 mana, right?
Okay.
This is 3 mana. You get every basic land type. Now, the reason that's important is because there is a mechanic called domain, which reduces the cost of a card by the number of basic land types you control.
Okay.
So domain ramp is already very, very good. And I'm going to show you a card that makes it very, very good. The other, let's see, the card Up the Beanstalk, right?
Yeah. I love that card.
So that is a very, very powerful and popular card in this strategy. And it combines really well along with the domain mechanic with this card. Hold
on. 5 neutral, 1 white. Flash domain. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each basic land among the lands you control. When this enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until this leaves the battlefield. So this catches you back up while you're ramping?
It's one. If you have every type, such as what an everything land would provide on its own,
yeah,
then for 1 mana, this is instant speed, exile any non-land.
And
it
does
plays
that
well with.
does that proc the beanstalk?
It does. It does.
Okay. Maybe we cook. Hold on. A dream? It's there? No, I don't know. I'm still iffy on it, to be honest with you. I do think the card is playable at some point. A lot of these green cards are like super asterisks because it's like at some point the critical mass is going to be there for a lot of these cards to be very playable.
All right, I'm not gonna hold your hand no more. I'm telling you, the deck that is already winning is already a format winner. All right. That it's running a more shit card at 3 that tries to do the same thing.
No, I'm kidding. Okay. I mean, okay, if you say it like that.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I don't know. I just feel like it's probably fine. And I do think the effect is good. Like I brought up the wild growth thing, right? Does the appending also trigger the beanstalk?
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah.
We're kind of cooking on. Hold on, we're kind of cooking. I like
does.
the beanstalk card's goated.
This. Yeah. Oh
all
my
right.
God, that's
beanstalk into this could be nuts then, right? I can see it.
And then you can sunfall the next turn.
Pog, let's go. All right. No, I do think that I think this is the best one you showed me by far. I like the ramp. I think it's good. I like ramping. I don't need
Druid strikes again, baby.
Druid is the best class in Magic. It's facts.
I agree. I think that just like the deck that is going to play this already was playing something worse. This is, in my opinion, an upgrade. It may not run 4 of them, but the double green can be a little hard, but I think it's going to run like 2 or 3 every time.
I agree.
So.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool card.
Oh, so cool. I hate ramp too. But ramp in best of 3 has been around for years at this point, and I wish it would go away, but you know.
It'll never go away.
Something's got to win. Something's got to win, so it's fine.
Ramping is the greatest thing you can be doing every single time. Okay, you got this one?
I got this one. Tyvar the pummeler. I almost said plummeter. Tyvar the pummeler is 1 green for a 3/3 mythic elf warrior legend. Tap another untapped creature you control. This gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it. 3 green. Creatures you control get +X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control.
Tap another untapped creature you control. Gains indestructible to the end of turn, then you tap this.
Basically, he gets crude. You know, he gets crude and he can become indestructible.
Yeah, so I don't think this is that good. I'd rather run Gliss or whatever the hell their name is. The Death Touch lady or whatever it is. Because like
this can beat Glissa in combat.
What do you mean in combat?
Any creature. You tap any creature and the Death Touch won't kill Tyvar, and then Tyvar will kill Glissa.
Oh, okay. What if you have no other minion though?
Well, then what are you doing? Like, you got to play this with like 30 minions, obs.
Yeah, you're right.
Deck building, yo.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with Glissa, I think, over this one. The effect is instant speed. Is that true?
Yeah, you can do it in response.
Okay. Hold on. We might be back. Everyone, hold on. That's kind of crazy. Is it crazy?
Is it crazy? What do you think? It's a good ability.
I mean, indestructible is not bad. If you do, I mean, I guess in that regard, it's kind of nutty. Because like now your opponent doesn't ever want to block this. Now they're going to be scared to swing because this never dies. Like you always get to block something. If that's an instant speed, I think you could maybe cope with this. Because then you also get the additional benefit maybe later on. And then you also have a reason to like ramp more into bigger stuff. Because then you get like an indestructible big powerhouse. No, I don't think. No. I'm coping. I don't think it's that good. I think Gliss is a better card.
I don't like this card either.
I'm trying to walk myself through it. Like,
I don't like this card either.
As I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, I still don't think it's that good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Having another creature around to tap it is really awkward, and then like you tap it to save in combat, and now they respond with a removal spell. Now you can't do anything about it. Yeah, the way that it stacks up just doesn't seem good. This card is pre-ordering for stupid prices, like $30. Like it's absolutely wild.
Why?
But you know, I'll tell you why. It's an elf.
Gil.
Commander.
Welcome to Ram Ranch Makeshift Magnet.
People love
Commander. Okay.
Yeah.
And elves and Commander are good, I'm guessing.
Elves are bangers in Commander.
Okay.
Yeah, all the most popular types, of which elves is very much one of them, are bangers in Commander.
The more you know. The more you know.
Yep,
I would have never guessed that. I don't see it in Standard, yeah. I agree with you. I think Gliss is a better card.
Your guide to MTG Finance right here. Right here.
What the hell? Yo, Magnus, thanks for the Prime sub, bro. Appreciate it, man. Hold on,
we made it.
I'm gonna sell out here. Give me a second. Hey, YouTube chat, there's 2,000 of you. Any of you got Twitch Primes? Thank you. All right.
Yo.
Listen,
our boy.
I gotta buy Magic the Gathering cards. I'm so far behind at this point.
Hey, you guys, do you like care at all for streamer? Please go use your Twitch Prime. It's a couple buttons. Are you that lazy?
Every Twitch Prime sub is another collector booster bundle for Duskmourn that I will be buying.
Put down your Hearthstone, put down your Magic Arena, and just take a minute and do the thing.
How do you pronounce this? Kaido?
Kaido is what is popular.
Kaido, Bane of Nightmares.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't that your nickname in high school too? Bane of Nightmares. Like it's multiple. I feel like every year.
I feel like that's a cool nickname. That's not me.
Yo.
Maybe
not me.
Ram Ranch, him off.
Yo, Matt, thanks for the Prime sub, bro. He's a real one. Bane of Nightmares. Okay. 2 neutrals, 1 blue, 1 black. Okay, this is a keyword that I saw like last year when I tried Magic for the first time, and then people yelled at me because I didn't understand what the hell it meant. Ninjutsu, I think that's how you say it. 1 neutral, 1 blue, 1 black. Return an is it 2 mana or is just the brackets is like the same mana cost?
They're right. You don't understand what it says.
Shut the hell up. Return an unblocked attacker you controlled your hand. Put this card on the battlefield from your hand. Tap and attack. No, I remember like you do the attack and then it gives you the option like put this card on the field. I don't remember it bouncing back the other dude, but I remember like it gets to attack and you felt so sick about it. I felt so cool when I did it the very first time, and I did it I think unintentionally, and I won the game because of it. It was pretty sick. You should have been there. You ghosted me that year. It's fine, whatever. During your turn, as long as Kaido has 1 or more loyalty counters on him, he's a 3/4 ninja creature and has hexproof. Okay, pretty sick. One more counter on him. Hold on. What is the counter something else?
Welcome to
Ram Ranch. +1, you get an emblem with ninjas you control. Get +1/+1.
So the +1 is a loyalty counter.
So when it goes to 5, you get the thing. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So it says whenever it has 1 or more counters. Like you were asking about when this has counters on
guys.
it.
I appreciate you, and I love you.
Counters, like a +1 adds a counter. The 4 it enters with are loyalty counters. Those are counters.
Okay, so that's pretty sick. So he has hexproof and he's a 3/4 ninja.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so that means can you also? I'm actually not aware of this at all, but does that mean he can attack and use one of his abilities in the same turn?
We need to read. During your turn, as long as this has 1 or more loyalty counter, 3/4 ninja, and has hexproof. Yeah.
I don't know if he taps.
It's a creature, but it still has its abilities. Yeah, you can use the abilities.
That's kind of sick. Okay, so +1, you get an emblem with ninjas you control. Get +1/+1. So that means he's also a 4 or 5 on your turn. If you use the +1, okay. 0 mana, you survey for 2, and then draw a card for each opponent who lost life this turn. -2, you tap a target creature, put 2 stun counters on it.
So you can't use the abilities at instant speed. You can only use them at sorcery speed unless they say otherwise. So
makes sense.
It's gonna be like, yeah, if you play this and plus it, yeah, it gets bigger, but as summoning sickness, if you ninjutsu it in, you can't use the +1 before the damage is dealt.
That makes sense. That 100% makes sense. That's a really versatile card, though. No,
it's all over the place. This card is wild.
Are ninjas good currently in standard? I don't think
that's a great question because I'm pretty sure all of them rotated out with Kamigawa. So I don't even think ninjas are super supported right now. And by the way, I remember now, I did watch that video of you figuring out how to ninjutsu. It was kind of amazing. You know, it's like we watched the life form crawl out of the water and stand upright. It was beautiful.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing. Go on.
What are you trying to say?
That evolution is a really fun thing to watch. That's all.
Okay. I'm glad you liked it so much. Okay. Anyways, if let's say ninjas are not in standard whatsoever, they're all gone. Do you play this card on its own? That's an interesting question, right? You got a 3/4 attacking creature when you ninjutsu it.
Yep.
And then you can use an ability immediately after. I kind of like that.
That's pretty good.
Seems pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, if you're just plussing it, it keeps growing itself, you know? That's kind of wild. And then the 0 is not bad. Assuming you hit when you attacked with it, that's when you would 0. Surveil 2, draw a card. That digs 3 deep for whatever it is you need. That's really deep.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sick. No, I think it's a good card for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
The -2 of freezing something's really good because it ensures that you probably keep getting in. I don't know, man. It's pretty gross.
I actually think, yeah. I'm going to also say this. I feel like the art doesn't really match anything else we've seen today. Feels like it's from a different world, but maybe.
It is. It's from walked over from Kamigawa through an omen path. But
what?
It is in the house. You can just kind of see the house back there, but it's definitely a different art.
You still see the house.
Okay, that's what this is. So Duskmourn is a plane that the entire plane is a haunted house that is possessed by a demon who lives in the house.
What is
consuming the whole plane?
No, when you say plane, what is that? Like a dimension?
It's like a planet. Yeah.
One of these days you're gonna have to go through the entire lore of Magic the Gathering.
God.
3 hours later, I'm gonna be like, what?
Oh no. Yes, I guess that's true. I'll start writing that video today, and 8 years from now, be my retirement.
Just watch the Sprice 8 rack video. How long is that video?
No. I'm keeping him. I'm keeping
You're
keeping this idea. No, don't watch that. Don't watch that. Spice is great, but don't watch that.
Okay. I think
everybody else can watch it.
We're both in agreement that this is good, right?
Okay. I'm wondering if it gets the spot because, like, what are you ninjutsuing back to hand to really make a lot of this?
Guys, thank you so much for the subs. I appreciate it.
Good. If you just play it for 3, it's for 4. It's like all right. If you ninjutsu it, it's really good.
There's some cards, right? I feel like.
So yeah, Spyglass Siren, 1 blue, 1/1 flyer, gets in there really well. Makes a map token when it enters, so it gets you value as well. Not bad. The bat, if you're down with bouncing your bat and giving them back the card for a turn to do this, you might be. I mean, it's that good, and not always is the card you take that effective.
Okay. I like it. I think, again, this one's a little bit of an asterisk because, like, I think you're right. Like, you do need a specific deck for it. You wouldn't want to just play this just as, like, a planeswalker, I think. It might be too slow. But if there's a deck that wants to play this, it's probably going to be one of the better cards in the deck. It seems good. If that's the case.
Blue-black tempos type stuff is already good. It's going to be hard not to run 1. I just think it has too much upside. It just has too much upside.
I agree.
Yeah. Sweet card. We're going to stun stuff. It's going to be amazing.
Wait,
Number 1 stunner.
Are we on blue now? We're on blue. Wait, no, you showed me blue cards already.
We're in multicolored.
Oh, shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're doing it, dude. We're almost there.
Chat, is this entertaining? By the way, do you guys like this? Like, is this something we should do more regularly? Maybe for the next Hearthstone set, I'll get you on and see what you think.
Almost 1,900 people on YouTube bored out of their mind.
Yeah, this is just background noise for people at work. Like,
you could be watching anything in the world right now, but are you having fun? All right.
Listen, I just want to make sure people are happy. Right? I'm a people pleaser. What is this? This isn't from the same set. What is this?
Dude, we made it to the legendaries. This is what Magic is like with legendaries now.
Zamone? That sounds correct. I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong. All questioning. 1 neutral, 1 green, 1 blue. At the beginning of your end step, if a land entered the battlefield under your control this turn and you control a prime number of lands, create a Primo the Indivisible, a legendary 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token, then put that many +1/+1 counters on it. Prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, and 31. What a card. It hurts my brain. I don't like it. I think it's unplayable. Your thoughts?
You're done. All right. So you play this, and then you play a land. That would be 4. And it says if you control a prime number of lands, you get the fractal.
Wait, so what happens if you have
one of it?
What if you have 32 prime or 32 lands? Like, this card's useless.
Yeah, it's useless. God, 32, so common. Okay. It's very unlikely with the number being 2. With Llanowar elves in the format in a few months, 3 is not out of the question. But more likely you're playing this on turn 4 and then playing like maybe you play a tap land or some other thing and you make a 5/5.
Okay, so that is such a weird. So you can only get a 2/2, a 3/3, a 5/5, a 7/7, 11/11, right? I guess it.
I don't know. What?
13, does that make sense?
Cheat everything out, dude. Just cheat it out.
Cheat everything? What do you mean cheat everything out?
Oh, it only cares if it entered, not if it saw it enter. That's a great point from chat. That means when you play this on turn 3, if you played your land first, then cast this, you would still get a 3/3 on end step.
Oh!
So it is a 3 mana for
That's
a 1/1
cool.
and a 3/3 when played on curve that can potentially make a 5/5, especially if you like ramp next turn.
Yeah,
Then it
also
makes a 5/5. You ramp again, 7/7.
What's that dude called? Overlord, the hauntwoods dude. This card becomes infinitely better with something like this.
Yeah.
And so does the spider shredder thing, the vehicle. Because now you have some sauce.
Yeah. Okay, sure. If you mill a land, you get them out. Yeah, all the things that kind of are like cheating out landies get interesting.
Now you have a sauce, bro. Hold on, this might actually be decent. I'm kind of cooking here. I don't know. What about you?
Oh, it's a legendary. You can only have one of them. So obviously, if you make a bigger one,
the token. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cringe.
Oh, that's so cringe. Why'd it have to be a legendary?
Wait, why did they actually think that was that broken if it wasn't a legendary?
I guess. I think that you know what I'm honestly think they're going for? I think this is story and flavor over effectiveness.
That's fair.
Which means card is dog shit and we can move on.
Card is bad. Yeah. The second it said prime numbers, we should have just moved on. It's so obvious.
Such a geek card, man. It's freaking nerds.
If someone plays that at a commander table, I'm leaving.
Well, let me tell you about the other prime number can achieve with my deck. See, my deck goes up to 77 lands, and the following are the prime numbers, and I have lands that destroy my own lands to achieve prime numbers in different ways. Okay.
My ears.
This is oops. Here.
Oh, another one. There's two. No, it's the same card.
I just grabbed the same card by accident.
All right. Who is this? Oh, dude, please tell me this card is good. I love the art.
Oh my.
Marvin?
Yeah, I haven't seen this card yet.
Murderous Mimic. Do you want to read it or do you want me to?
I'll do you the pleasure. You can just do react thumbnail faces.
Okay.
Marvin, Murderous Mimic is a 2-mana 2/2 legendary artifact creature toy, rare. Marvin, Murderous Mimic has all activated abilities of creatures you control that don't have the same name as this creature.
Activated abilities?
Abilities.
Wait, that is so interesting. Oh my god.
So activated abilities, let's think of some. One that is popular is tapping this thing for mana. Tap to add a mana, right? This would copy that from something else, another mana.
It's stuff that you have to spend mana for counts as an activated ability, right? It's not like Sheo.
It can be. So Sheo is a passive ability or triggered ability. It happens when something else happens. it says when or whenever in the text. Activated is tap to do this, pay a cost to do this. They usually have a colon.
What about planeswalkers? How does it interact with planeswalkers?
A planeswalker is have activate abilities, but this is of creatures.
Oh, creatures, you're right. But what about with the ninja guy?
You bring out Kaido.
Oh shit.
Judge, can I activate loyalty abilities with Marvin, murderous mimic, if I have a Kaido on the field as a creature?
Holy shit, is Marvin actually the sauce? Damn. Wait.
Yes, you can. Oh, somebody says no. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Wait, so if Marvin has loyalty, what is the loyalty counter at? Does it start at 2? Does it start at 4?
I imagine it starts at 0.
Oh, it starts at 0. Okay, interesting. Wait, that's still pretty good though. Like, because 2 of the abilities are good.
0. Yeah.
Wait, that's kind of spicy.
This is spicy.
See, I really like cards like this because there's infinite potentials of this card to be interacting with, and that also means that at some point there's going to be an effect that probably makes this very, very strong. 2 neutral mana for this seems like very, very reasonable. I like the card.
Sickest activated abilities in standard that you would love more of? Chat, you got any?
That's a great question.
For me?
Not for me.
That's the question.
But while they answer this, is this not like one of the coolest commanders ever? Like neutral mana commanders?
Oh God, it is. The problem is you can only play it in colorless.
Yeah, but you showed me something earlier today. What was it?
Don't worry about it.
You're right. Ignore what I said. There is no commander. Commanders doesn't exist.
Yeah, colorless is nonsense. Man, there's got to be a few other cool things that you can do with this. So now you have to watch every activate ability, even if it doesn't seem particularly great. The idea that you can play it and immediately have 2 of it might be strong.
Listen, a 2-mana 2/2 rate for this is like fine, and the effect is very, very, very potentially good. So I think this is playable. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be played currently when this set launches, but at some point, this card's here for the next 3 years. Like, come on, at some point it's got to be good enough, and you can put this in any deck you want. I like it. Big fan. Huge fan, to be honest. Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Here's the plan. It's gonna go when green gets their 1-mana ramp. You play that into this, you're absolutely popping off.
But then you could have just played a 2-mana creature that ramps. There's a million of those.
But remember, this gets all of it. So like, not only are you getting the ramp, not only getting a ramp, when you ramp to your good card, you also get that on this.
So yeah, if there's a good card with an activated ability that you ramp into and then can double down on, especially if you can do it the turn you play, that's good. I think we're in Disneyland.
Dice the cut down.
I think this is a commander card. I think that's why this card exists. I don't think that this card in standard is going to have impact. I wouldn't be surprised if this never saw competitive play.
Really? I love the card though. He looks so dope. That shit's crazy. I don't know. I feel like I would probably say not meta defining, but I do think there will be a point where like you'd be like, oh, man, I really wish I could have another one of these abilities, and then this card comes in. There's
a chance.
I think the potential for this card is too high for you not to consider it at some point. Like it has to be something. Like one card has to be so good with an effect like this.
God, it's so bad if you draw 2 or 3 though, and you don't draw the thing that has the activate ability.
Well, you just pull one and you draw well.
One of. Yeah. Maybe it's just a skill diff. Like
just
did
get
you draw
good.
your one of on curve. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't see it.
I love
man.
it.
I don't see it. I'm
such a huge fan of it.
So.
I think it's cool. There's a card in Hearthstone that is it's a 4-mana 3/3, and it transforms into a copy of a 3/3 creature or like a minion, and that card somewhat sees play because of because of other legendaries in your deck that you would want multiple versions of.
How is that anything like the activated? Because you still have to activate it somehow.
No, I realize that, but I'm saying it like the card only sees play because there are legendaries you do want to copy because their ability is so good that you want it multiple times.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not one-to-one translation, but like.
Yeah, that's not. That's not crazy. Yeah, if it's an activate ability that's that good, you're right. Okay.
All right, I can't wait. I hope Marvin gets to see play at some point. He seems pretty goated. That's pretty sick. Who is the Jolly Balloon Man?
Okay. You like that?
Is there an altar for this? Please tell me there's an altar for this.
I'll pull it up for you if you read it.
All right, the Jolly Balloon Man is 1 neutral, 1 white, 1 red. It has haste, it is 1 mana, and you tap it, create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control, except it's a 1/1 red balloon creature in addition to the other colors and types it has. And sorry, oh my god, and types, and it has flying and haste. What a sentence to read, man. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Activate only as a sorcery. So you'd play this, you would copy an ability. So this is like Marvin. Isn't this like almost the same concept?
I don't know about that. Do you like when you make a copy of a creature with this thing, you get its ETB, you get its death trigger.
Okay. What if you play Balloon Man and you play Marvin?
Oh my god. There we go.
No, I'm kidding. No,
here we go.
Okay, so if
How
you get
it started, he's calling me it's Disneyland because I implement the impending Overlord, the Black Overlord, and now here we are. How it's going? What if you get Marvin and the balloon?
The best part about this is your mic's cutting in and out because like you're screaming. It sounds so much better. No, obviously the Marvin plan is not the case, but okay, I would imagine that spending 1 mana and tapping this for another enter the battlefield effect is pretty decent, right? Also, the art on this card is phenomenal. Like it is
dude, I think that guy in the bottom right's my accountant.
That's some Coraline type shit. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
There you go.
That's probably the reference to this, right?
There you go.
Oh my god, this is so cool. Oh my god, the card is so cool. I think this card's probably okay.
All right, the alt art goes really hard.
Oh my god. No shot. That is amazing. Dude, if I don't pull this card, I'm gonna actually have to buy the single because it's so beautiful. Damn. Oh my god. Yo, Wizards of the Coast, if you guys are watching this, can you send me an extra bundle of the collector boosters? Thank you. I love you.
Yeah, shameless plug. If you want to see this card get used in Commander.
It worked last time because I asked for early access and I actually got access to early access next Wednesday. So maybe they'll do the exact same thing. Listen. We can work together. Yeah, you can say caught. It's fine. I like the Jolly Balloon Man. What can I say? Anyways,
okay.
I do think the card's actually potentially good. If you do get the enter the battlefield effects and this card actually survives a turn, like you're pretty stoked, right? Like if you just spend 1 mana and you don't get to do 1 damage with this and you get the enter the battlefield, aren't you pretty happy?
Yeah. Probably. I mean, if there are other cards in your deck, it's probably because they're good. I'm gonna cringe real hard. If you would like to see the Jolly Balloon Man get played on a Commander show, then just a few hours ago, I released an episode where guest streamer Ash Lizzle is playing the Jolly Balloon Man on the worst possible Commander show. # sponsored by Wizards. Thank you.
Hold on, I can pull it up too. Here, chat right here. Go check it out.
Yeah, please click on the video and make me look good in front of the Overlords. Appreciate you.
This is the Overlord, the Wizards of the Coast. Allegedly.
No, Overlords are the loving term I use for my production team. Don't worry about it.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, I think this effect, again, just like Marvin, has like a lot of potential. Like the upside is very strong in this card. This one actually seems probably even better than Marvin just because you do get the end of the battlefield effect. So I obviously think it's very good. You?
This card and the hovership are pretty stupid together.
What is the hovership? I'll look it up.
I know it was like hours ago, but it's the 3 mana vehicle that when you make a copy of it, you exile something the opponent controls.
Oh, the UFO. Yeah. Oh, you're kind of cooking. Wait, yeah. That's pretty dope. I'm actually a huge fan. I think this card's good.
Yeah, dude, this card is messed up. I swear there was another card I was looking at So the red impending card that's like we said isn't very good, but it's like 6 mana and 4 damage to any target. If you're making balloons of it, is kind of crazy. And I've had a commander game where that happened. It's unlikely in standard, but when it happened in the commander game, let's just say people died.
Yeah,
it was absolutely wild.
No, it's just this card is like you're double dipping on your really expensive stuff. And again, this is a card like you absolutely need to kill. Like if you're playing this and you get away with it, it's probably just going to win you the game. Like you get so much from this.
Yeah, and it's got a 4 booty. Its butt is thick, dude. Like it's hard to kill. Chainsaw won't kill it.
The Jolly Balloon Man is thick.
Cut down still kills it. Cut down still kills it, but Virtue doesn't, you know? So it's like, I don't know. It's not that easy to kill.
I think it's very cool. I don't even think you're in Disneyland here. I think like this is just a fine card. It's also like because it has 4 health, it blocks potentially a lot of creatures. Like you don't even feel bad about like blocking. Like it just seems good. I like it a lot.
Fine 3 mana play, and if they don't deal with it, maybe you take over the game. So it's definitely on like that level of
I agree.
Power.
I agree. I want to look. Well, you get the next card. I'll just leave this. Oh, that's fucking sick. Damn. Chat, what do you guys think of it?
Need some time alone with this balloon.
No, it's fine. Chat, what do you guys think? Good card. I think it looks so good. It's fucking. It just seems so nuts, and I love the art. Smash. All right.
Please no.
That's enough of that.
Creature type clown. Cavern of Souls naming clown. Your go.
Okay. How do you pronounce the second word? Misanthropic. That sounds
misanthropic.
Misanthropic. Yeah, anthropic sounds good. That sounds more correct than what I said. I used the T as the end of the first word. Okay. Winter Misanthropic Guide. 1 neutral, 1 black, 1 red, 1 green. Ward 2, at the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws 2 cards. Can I just say, it is so nice to just know what these cards do at this point, rather than asking, yo, what does Ward do? Like, I know what it does now.
Chat. Our streamer is fishing for confirmation and compliments. Everybody clap, please. Clap, please. Clap. Our streamer is reading.
Listen, if you go back to a year ago when we did these videos, and I'm like, what the fuck does Ward do? Like, oh my God, it's just nice. Okay, Delirium, okay, it's the same thing. Wait, is it? As long as there are 4 or more card types among your graveyard, each opponent's maximum hand size is equal to 7 minus the number of those card types. What the hell? Okay, awful in standard. Let's be real here, but like that is a crazy interesting card. Did you ship me my participation trophy yet for all the time?
Okay. So you're saying, what are you saying? This is a commander card?
Yes. Why would you play this in standard? Why would you play this?
Why would you? I mean, what if they have no max hand size? What if they have to discard their whole hand? Isn't that good?
I mean, yeah, my best of 1 opponent's gonna have 1 card in their hand, and I guess, yeah, that's definitely something for sure. Yeah, I guess they get to draw 2 cards. You get to draw 2 cards. That's kind of sick.
What if you have a Shieldred?
That's a lot of healing. Yeah, but you're playing
a lot of damage.
You're playing black, red, and green. Is that likely to get the Sheo? I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't think play this and then with Shieldred out there, like take 4 and then discard them on your turn?
I think you're coping.
Yeah, you think so? Okay.
Yeah.
How about if you have this in like Liliana and discard cards, and you just make them discard the cards they drew?
Yeah, but again,
you're playing a ton of discard cards anyway.
You have to get a green, red, and black. Like it just seems a little too difficult to really get this in play.
You're saying 3 colors too hard for standard?
Yes, that's the one in particular. Also, why are they holding the knife like that? They're gonna hurt themselves.
Look, man. Like, it's like I'm getting such goth kids in South Park vibes. It's like conformist.
Dude, we're actually rewatching all of South Park, but I bypassed all the episodes with the goth kids because we started like season 8. No, I should have. Dude, oh my God, no, it's just like It's crazy. I was saying this to my girlfriend. I watched so many years of South Park before this. It's been a couple years since I've rewatched it, and it's awesome that every episode I put on lives up to what I remember it as, like being that good. It is such a good show. I need to go back and watch the earlier episodes to kind of remind myself what they were going for. But like season 9, season 10, season 11 have been incredible. Like, anyways, back to this card.
Dude, I feel so old saying this. I actually watched all the episodes of South Park as they were released with my wife.
That's pretty incredible though. My parents wouldn't let me watch it.
Wild, yeah. It's wild.
What did you think of this card? You actually think it's good?
Nah.
You're just trying to baby. You're trying to baby.
I like to see what you say.
Yeah,
you know?
what's your
explore
on the topic of South Park
here?
What is your favorite episode of South Park?
Oh God. There's too many, dude. Like,
there's a lot of really good ones. There's a lot of really good ones.
So, I will always gladly watch. And it's funny because there's like 4 of them in a row. There's like the trilogy that's like Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Black Friday, Red Robin.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But then right after that, like the season finale is the Kanye Gayfish episode.
Yeah, that's.
And I get that song stuck in my head. It's just so funny. And I can't stop. I just can't stop. Singing the Gayfish song.
That
so
one's pretty good. That one's actually hilarious. My favorite one is the one where Kyle's dad becomes a dolphin. That one fucking absolutely kills me. That's. Oh my gosh. It's just so fun. Okay, sorry, back to Magic. Just so people are like, what are they talking about? Back card and standard. Cool commander. No, awful commander to play against, but if you're the one playing it, you're having fun.
Horrible commander. Oh yeah, Make Love Not Warcraft I watched recently. Anyway, like you and I reviewing South Park, there's a someday when we don't know what to do with ourselves content.
After we go through the 20 years of Magic and Hearthstone finally dies, we'll move on to South Park.
You know, it's nice to have a retirement plan. That's what I got to say.
You are right.
And the timing on this conversation is perfect because that's the last card I had.
Is it?
There are a ton more in the set, but that was the last one I had on my list of like we got to talk about these.
Okay, I think the best card you showed me, if I had to pick one, is the UFO card.
Yeah,
I think the UFO card has so much potential and it is going to be played for sure. The
hovership.
Yeah, it's just it seems so strong. It seems so good.
We can open it up to chat if you want to do a few more. I know you said you had a little more time.
Chat, is there any card you guys think we should look at before we end this?
Oh, I saw one already.
Anyone in particular? Velgoth, or I said that wrong. Vaglovoth. What a name.
Valgavoth?
Why do these cards have a butt plug in the bottom left? Are they stupid?
What the hell?
What are you talking?
What the hell, dude?
What does that mean?
Is that what your butt plug looks like? All right. Let's do the Wandering Rescuer.
Oh, I see it right here. I get it. I get what they're saying. I didn't understand. Now I understand what they're saying.
Oh, okay.
The paintbrush.
Okay.
That says who the artist is.
The paintbrush.
Go touch some grass, please. Yeah, thank you. The Wandering... Wait, this card?
Yeah.
Okay. The Wandering Rescuer. Love the art, too. Oh, my God, man. She kind of looks... You don't play League of Legends. I was going to reference something. 3 neutral mana, 2 white. Legendary creature. Human Samurai Noble. Flash... Hold on. There's a truck outside that's making a lot of noises, and I was very confused there for a second. Flash, Convoke, Double Strike. Other tap creatures you control have hexproof. Whoa! Wait.
There's a lot going on.
That means when you convoke this card, a lot of your creatures just don't die, which is kind of nice.
Assuming they're being targeted by something.
Right? But
it has to be targeted removal.
Fair, but you can't... You have to you convoke on your turn, right? So like,
yep.
Preemptively, this helps. They don't untap until the start of your next turn, right? So yeah, It looks like Riven. I was gonna say Riven. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It looks like Riven. It has flash.
Yep.
Oh, it does. Yeah, I guess you're right too. I was thinking about the convoke only, but yeah, the flash is nuts.
Yeah.
my
so if you have
God.
creatures untapped, or if you have 5 mana untapped and they target your tapped creature, you can play this with your mana and save it, or you can just convoke it in if they target an untapped creature.
Wait, isn't this like the nuts?
Is it the nuts?
I don't know about flashing. It's a little slow, but convoking this feels pretty good. No?
Cat, I see your cat, and then I just hear somebody yell. And
Yeah, my girlfriend came home and she wants to see him.
All right. And
If you hear any other noises,
suck. We hate these boys.
No. Here's what happens. I don't know if it happens with your cat. My cats will sit and chill for like the whole day, and then when she comes home, she brings the energy, so then they start to lose their mind.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what usually happens.
Sounds about right. I'm not sure about this card because I don't know. Like,
Convoke is not a sorcery speed? Oh, it's not. Wait, so how do you so if you haven't blocked yet, you convoke first?
If you haven't blocked yet, you convoke first. It depends. Do you want to block with this or the creatures that are untapped? You can't do both if you're using the creatures to convoke it.
This has flash. I know this has flash, but what if you don't want to spend the 5 mana for it? Wait, so you could do it in both different ways, right? You're just asking which one would you want to do?
Yeah. You have the option, which is a good
thing,
right?
You can convoke and flash at the same time?
Yeah.
So you could reduce the mana cost of this card and then flash it.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't this nuts though? Like, it has so much versatility. Aren't cards like this just always very good?
Maybe. I don't know. See, I have a lot of trouble.
But it makes sense though. Sorry, I was looking at the name of the card and now it makes a lot of sense why it's called the Wandering Rescuer. Okay, sorry, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry, I had an epiphany right there. I was like, oh shit, now it makes a lot of sense.
Lightning strikes. Yeah. I mean, I'm just not sure because if your creatures are untapped, so you can convoke this, either they had vigilance, which some things do, but a lot of things don't, or they didn't attack, right? So I'm kind of like, do you want this in an aggressive deck? Because then you're probably not attacking the turn that you bring this out. And then, like, the opponent's not going to try to directly target removal your thing if they think you have this. Maybe they just wait. Maybe that's fine. But then you're not attacking and they're not casting. So, like, I think like this is a blowout week 1. And then I think once people know how to play against this card, I think it gets a lot worse. That's my big concern.
Then when people don't stop playing against it, they're like, oh, this doesn't exist anymore. And then you bring it back. And then you're like...
Maybe it surprises somebody sometimes. The other card is Knight Errant of Eos, which you've seen, I think, in your Rabbit deck plays Knight Errant of Eos.
Yes.
It's a convoke.
Yes.
5 that draws you cards. Isn't that better?
Yeah, but what if you play both?
Then, like, how many convoke cards can you put in before it's clunky? Have you had the great experience of your Knight Errant in your hand and no creatures to convoke?
I think I've had more experiences where I don't draw enough lands than that. I'm never like, this guy sits in my hand and does not. Because the thing about that deck...
If you're playing a creature deck, like, the odds of getting up to 5 mana are not great. Like,
right, but you have that card with the rabbits that's like a 3 mana, summon 3 mana one, or 3 different 1/1s.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think convoking is necessarily that difficult.
Okay. Alrighty.
Also, can I see the altar for this guy? I can look it up.
Libby, I want you to splice in the clip from his stream of him just staring at 2 Knight Errant of Eos and no creatures and getting really salty and scooping. Thank you.
That fucking rabbit deck got me Mythic. How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah. We don't talk about the stream the day before our coaching session where
we don't need to. You
were absolutely hopping right down the ladder, weren't they?
How about you? All right, we'll deal with this after. I'm not gonna take this slander anymore. Yeah, so you don't think this card's playable? Fucking guy, bro.
Playable, maybe. I don't think it's great.
Okay, I can agree with that.
I don't think it's great. I think it's like a one of. I think it's like a one of Chita surprise. That's kind of where I see it. Maybe there's something like with tokens and chainsaw that make this really good because of the double strike. That's like the thing I might be missing.
Okay, I can respect that, sure.
All right. So they wanted you to rate the house, which is Valgavoth, the Terror Eater.
The house? Okay.
I don't think this will be hard, but you know, chat wants it.
What do you mean not hard? I'm a little. Oh, this is the actual house that they're in.
This is the demon that is possessing a house that is eating a plane. Yeah.
Okay. I'll get an answer. Sorry, I was talking to my girlfriend. How do you pronounce this? Valgavoth?
Valgavoth.
The Terror Eater?
Yeah.
6 neutral, 3 black. Flying lifelink. Ward, sacrifice 3 non-land permanents. Okay. If a card you didn't control would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. During your turn, you may play cards exiled with Valgavoth. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana rather than pay its mana cost. Okay, let's be real here. In standard, probably 2 giga slow unless you can cheat it out somehow. But that's a cool ass ability. And I kind of want to play with it.
It is pretty cool. There might be ways to cheat it out. I don't know. Maybe we should rate the cards that could cheat it out, not the big monster, because anything that's 9 should be that good, right?
That question of like, do you rate, like, does this card become good because of the card that can cheat it out, or is the card that cheats it out just like necessarily the card that matters?
Right.
So
it's a good question.
Chat, is this card playable at all? Aggro doesn't care. I mean, you're not playing this in standard. Definitely not best of 1. Best of 3, maybe. It's so unlikely you get to this.
No, you're not playing it fair, but what about if you like manifest dread it,
What does that do?
The green creature that you like so much that like can flip a thing over. You
You're so
it.
right. The payoff. We're back. No, we have to wait 2 more months though, or whatever.
Okay.
I actually just pogged. I want you to know. That was my dream.
I know. Here. Let me see if I can help you some more. Let's rate this one.
We're so back, bro. Wait, hold on. Is there any chance you give me the altar for this skin or this card?
Oh, yeah. I'll go see if I can find it.
Okay, thank you so much. Oh my god, there's so many cards. Who's this little guy? Oh, actually, the more I look at it, it's not really a little guy. Hold on.
Yeah, that's gonna be the classic. Like, who's this little guy? And then it bites your head off.
At first glance, I was like, damn. Yeah, it's not like a cute little dog. Kona Rescue Bestie. What a name.
Beastie.
Oh, I said Bestie. Yo, Foxy's ruined me. Foxy's ruined me. Oh my god.
He's cooked. He's cooked. The stream has to end, guys. We can't keep going.
Dude, it's over for me. It's actually over for me.
Absolutely cooked.
This is the altar for the house though. That looks very nice as well.
Is it No, it's Beastie, right?
It's Beastie.
Okay.
I said Bestie. I'm sorry. What kind of word is Beastie? No, Beastie's not real. It's Bestie for sure at this point. Oh my god. I'm like iconic for mispronouncing like magic cards in this one. Skewy, Bestie. It's over for me, dude. All right, 3 neutral, 1 green. This could be a commander. That's kind of exciting. Survival at the beginning of your second main phase. If this is tapped, you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. So like a land or
a creature?
Anything. Wait, what?
Or an enchantment or an artifact?
Wait, are we back?
Or a planeswalker?
Wait, hold on. Green black's about to go insane, right? That's nuts. That's my bestie right there. Dude, that's mana cheating at its I mean, it has to live though. No, it doesn't. You just play it and then you just
No, it has to. It definitely has to live.
I mean, you play it. Okay, well, listen. we're gonna do this together. Your opponent plays all their mana. It goes to your turn. You play this, and then at your second main phase, you get to absolutely just drop a bomb on them, and then you lose. No, but it has to be tapped, so it has to attack, or you have to have another card.
There it is.
I got so excited.
And then we're gonna go on Space Mountain, and then we're gonna see the Pirates of the Caribbean, and then we're gonna get no mansion.
Wait. But what if? Okay, now hold on. No, stay with me here. Okay, you have the spider lawnmower thing, the vehicle.
Yeah, you have the spider lawnmower. Yep.
Okay, so then we have the additional.
Pretty sure that's a Manscaped ad I did. Anyway, go on.
What do you? Okay.
Don't worry about it.
And then therefore Kona's tapped, and then we start popping off.
Sure.
Are we
you
in?
can tap it without attacking.
Also, did you buy the fast passes for Space Mountain or no?
I mean, you sure did. Go without me.
Convoke? Wait. Black and green could be popping. I'm just saying. Well, actually, we might go green-white out of this one. I mean, why are we playing any card where we could play the Jolly Balloon Man? So I'm just saying, I don't know.
I don't know. You're just all off in the sauce now, man.
I like legendary cards get me more excited because like you just see like the highest potential, then you slowly start to come down from the high and you realize, God, they're just fucking atrocious. They're so expensive and they're so slow, which is reasonable. Like card like this has to be slow because if it's really good, it's just the worst thing to have in the game. Caustic Bronco can saddle it. Oh my God, you're so right. That's why Commander's fun. I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah, the rescue Beastie can ride the Bronco. That's true.
Okay, so then we're back.
No.
Oh.
No, we're not back.
Okay, okay.
How did we get to where
Circa
a turn 5 oopsie biggie is like what's gonna ring?
When's the next expansion coming out? When we get the 1 mana tap or 1 mana ramp?
November.
Okay, circa November 2024. You play that card. You play the Bronco. You then you get the ability to go to Kona 1 turn earlier. So then you go that with the Bronco, and then you win.
Your opponent plays Deep Cavern Bat and takes the big creature.
They also just win the game on turn 1 because they have the card of their opening hand. Kona can ride the UFO? Bro, we are back. You actually you top deck both cards so the bat can't do anything, and then you're but then you don't have a minion to cheat out. All right, it's over. No, it's so over. God damn it.
Okay, this roller coaster is going all over the place.
I want this card to be playable because it just looks so fun. Like, look at the art of this card. It's so amazing. Oh my God, the set is so cool.
It is very cool, and I am sure. I will tell you this. All right, you're in early access. Early access is where content creators and like Wizards employees and other like industry insiders like play with the new cards before it's released. This will be the best time for you to try these things because they're likely to actually happen, because a lot of your opponents are going to be trying this level of Disney stuff.
Yeah,
you're not going to play nearly as much Kill You Mono Red.
We're there for the content, right? We're there for the content.
Knock yourself out, dude. Knock yourself out.
No, I'm in. How long is theory crafting that day?
I think it's either 12. I think it might be 24 hours. It used to be. Maybe it's 20.
Oh my God. Okay, I don't know if I'm playing that much Magic. We'll figure it out. What the fuck is this? I actually like the original art more for this one.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Yeah, I'll play mono red on theory crafting. Easy clip. No, okay.
Oh yeah, you're just gonna go in there and mono red everything.
No, I'm not that. They'll never invite me again. Is there any other cards you guys want to show? I should probably leave soon because you got back, but I'll do like one more if you're down.
I mean, I think that's a good one to stop on. I've been looking up a lot of the ones they put in chat, and there's a bunch I'm not that interested. Like I'm like, Okay. All right. I got one more.
Okay.
I see one. I know what that one does. I do want to see what you think of it. All right.
Okay. I'm waiting.
Let's see. Yeah.
I'm just updating chat. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Chat, did I mention you guys look really great today? Holy shit.
Twitch Prime, something Twitch Prime.
What is this? A zombie assassin? Dude, imagine being in a zombie apocalypse and one of them's an assassin. Are you kidding me? Like,
comes out with a saw on
give me a fucking break, bro. I would lose my mind. Unstoppable slasher. 2 neutral, 1 black. Death touch. All right, it's already decent. Whenever an unstoppable slasher deals combat damage to a player, they lose half their life rounded up. When Unstoppable Slasher dies, if it had no counters on it, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control with 2 stun counters on it. What the fuck is this? What is this? Is this not nuts?
Are you whispering because you think it's here and it's going to get you?
He's going to kill me in my sleep tonight. Is this not broken? What is this? 3 mana to get a death touch minion, which you're already okay about. And then it has like the giga upside out of any minion I've seen so far, at least from this like video. And then it also keeps on coming back. No, it's goated.
It's goated.
Is this not insane? With the Jolly Balloon Man, it's over. It's over.
It's over.
It's over.
What if here? Let me show you another card that's legal in standard right now.
Okay.
You could to really help your analysis here.
What is it? This card looks insane. What the hell? Oh yeah, I've seen this card. Oh yeah, so you could OTK them with this card and this card.
Yeah, ta-da. On curve.
All right, is that Disneyland?
Play a 3-drop, attack with it. Opponent doesn't block after you cast a 4-drop.
Yeah.
It's weird that they did nothing, but maybe your turn 1 you duress them, turn 2 you bat them, and they don't have the right cards to interact anymore. It's possible.
I mean, sure, but I understand that like they're going to be interacting back, but I feel like just the slasher on its own is enough for me to like consider this. Like it is just something you could maybe throw into a deck.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem unreasonable. Like the dog I'm trying to make work, and obviously it's not going to be the case. This is just like, yo, if you don't deal with this card, like you're probably going to die like pretty quickly. That's pretty nuts.
It's kind of insane.
That card seems, this card is, I said the UFO is the best one. Isn't this just the best one here? I don't know. The UFO is pretty good. This card seems very strong. That's
best card. This is best card in the set. That's what I
don't know about best card in the set, but like that is crazy, dude. And with the balloon man, that seems so strong.
Dude, hitting them with the balloon, a balloon of this is so vicious.
With the wait, so but the balloon doesn't give you haste, and it dies.
It does. It gives it haste.
It does, and it has flying. No, bro, the balloon is so the balloon man needs help. Like that is disgusting. Dice the cut down. You're so right. No, the balloon man is. I think the balloon man's the best card you showed me. Actually, like now that I'm reading it more, what the fuck is that card, dude?
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre.
Look at this
I am
thing.
excited to try it. All right.
Oh my god. All right, I think that's a great way to stop, right?
Yeah. You're hyped, right? This
I'm
is
hyped.
it. This is
I'm
the
hyped.
thing. Yeah.
Chat.
Sweet.
I would say thank you to CGB. Go subscribe to his channel, please.
Thank you, chat.
Go watch his commander
Thank you very
video.
much, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hope
Go.
you enjoyed me being around here with my ice bucket to throw on all the pogs.
Thanks for ruining my day.
Hell yeah. Anytime, man.
Okay. All right. I'll send you give me the link and I'll send you the footage right after I'm done because I'm gonna end stream.
Will do.
All right. See you, man.
All right. Later.
Okay, chat, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys had fun. If you guys didn't hear, I will be on theory crafting, and I will probably be trying to make this fucking balloon man pop off because that looks insanely fun. That will be next Wednesday. I don't know if I'll be streaming this weekend, so if I do not, have a great rest of your weekend. Hope it's fun. Hope it's amazing. And I'll check you guys later. I'm gonna see who is streaming. I'll go from there. And we'll find, is Voxy? Voxy should be streaming, right? She should be. I think she's doing her like review. She is. Okay. Yeah. All right, Voxy. Thanks for watching the magic stuff, guys. I appreciate it. All right. Bye, everybody.